It's an Instagram video saying, quote, "I don't age, I level up," which might be the most Chuck Norris thing that he could say. And as a tribute, here's a few more Chuck Norris isms, if you will. They say, Chuck Norris, when God said, "Let there be light," Chuck Norris said, "Say please." Chuck Norris doesn't sleep, he waits. When the boogeyman goes to sleep every night, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris counted to infinity twice. When Chuck Norris does push-ups, he doesn't push himself up. He pushes the earth down. Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door. There is no chin behind Chuck Norris's beard. There's only another fist. Chuck Norris, he makes onions cry. Chuck Norris plays Jenga with Stonehenge. And finally, Chuck Norris destroyed the periodic table because the only element he recognizes is the element of surprise.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
And he told a little boy that he had AIDS once.
Because the car was being driven while it was on fire. Now, this was a full-on fireball barreling down the road. The entire back section of the truck was engulfed in roaring flames. The driver was speeding to the nearest fire station in order to help with getting the blaze put out. Now, as the truck drove, pieces of not only burning debris fell from the vehicle, but also flaming sweet potatoes, which were scattered all over the road.
Flaming sweet potatoes.
That's because this was, in fact, a food truck equipped with a stove on the back for cooking sweet potatoes. They were falling out of the back of the truck on fire.
I feel like that's something you scream when you're just shot. Well, flaming sweet potatoes.
I'm going to do it this weekend. Somebody hits a big shot. Well, flaming sweet potatoes.
Amazingly, no injuries were reported. The driver managed to reach the fire station where firemen, having the shortest dispatch distance of their careers, they were able to extinguish the flames, though not before the entire back section was burnt down to the frame.
Well, I'll be yammed.
That is something. Yeah. Well, let's see here.
Well,
someone,
God damn it. Ooh, well, ahoy there and happy birthday. And I just wanted to dose said the captain. Not the first time I've heard that today. You know what I'm saying, Ted. So the old Capitan here gonna spill some tea on some of those other mascots like Miss Butterworth. She shaves her pubic hair into the shape of the Nike swoosh, and then she likes to show it off and scream, "Just do it." Count Chocula has chlamydia, and Jemima gave Count Chocula chlamydia. Toucan Sam is a member of the Aryan Brotherhood.
Toucan Sam?
Toucan Sam. As a native of the Indian jungle, Tony the Tiger, believe it or not, has a thick Indian accent and prefers chicken tandoori to frosted flakes. Snapcrack and the Pop have all been arrested for public nudity. Now, you know the Blueberry's a ghost, right? Yeah, he died from autoerotic asphyxiation. The Kool-Aid Man is asexual. And finally, Mr. Clean hasn't washed his hands in 3 years. Crunch berries.
Mr. Clean looks a little more of the AB type. Aryan Brotherhood.
Oh. He's tired of people saying that he's actually Puerto Rican.
Oh, he's Pitbull.
Yeah. All right, guys. For most of the kids, I mean, it's a 3,000-mile trip, right? They're stoked. The thing is, my aunt lives there, and we were there a couple of years ago anyway with the kids, but we took them to see all the monuments and all that. So he's excited to get away and hang out with his buddies, but he's like, "Oh, I've seen it all." I'm like, "Well, there's nothing wrong with seeing it again." He's like, "Yeah, but this time it's the teachers and stuff." So it's almost like a letdown.
Hopefully it's the Smithsonian.
We did it every year.
You were in D.C.
That's what I'm saying. We did it every year.
Thanks.
Once a year, you'd get on a bus. It depended on the grade, but I mean, every grade would go down there and you'd go look at the. I mean, it was always cool for us because you got to meet other kids from around the the country. But yeah, we did it every year. Like now, as an adult, I've been gone so long. I would actually like to go back. And not just visit family, but like go to the museum.
Well, they do it here. They take the kids to the aquarium, Pacific Science.
That's a good point.
I mean, same crap. In honor of Chuck Norris, how did you break the bones you broke? 206-803-ROCK.
But I know, it is a massive trip for kids. I was like, I don't know, we did it every year.
It's huge. Well, and I will tell you this, though. It was a lot cheaper for you than it is for me.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, ours was as simple as signing a permission slip, bring your lunch.
Yeah, this is pricey. I'm like, you better frickin' enjoy it.
You also forget the little things of like getting a hot dog from a vendor in the middle of the day as a kid is like,
that's cool.
This is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
We're not just eating bagged lunch.
Oh, I got my kids a snow cone, and you'd have thought I handed them a lottery ticket.
Potato chips in your tuna fish sandwich, in your deli tuna fish sandwich.
I mean, what I would do is take a bite of my tuna sandwich, get it going, then throw some chips in there, but I don't want it on that.
But I already put celery in mine, so it's got some crunch.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, but celery stays crunchy. I feel like if you put the chips on there, by the time you get to the end, something about soggy chips, that does not work for me.
More don't knock it till you try it hacks here. Freezing grapes. They make great, quote, ice cubes for chilled wine or drinks.
Ooh.
So drop a frozen grape.
It's also kind of a trick your brain to think you're eating like a crazy ice cream snack.
Right.
Yep. Green Granny Smith apples and sharp cheddar cheese go amazing together.
I've heard that before.
What about mild? Or it's got to be sharp cheddar.
It says sharp cheddar cheese.
Sharp head.
Well, it's basically the cheese plate on Alaska Airlines.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
I don't know if it's sharp, though.
I don't know if it's Granny Smith either.
You're just on that.
Wow.
How about this one?
I just think, look, I love Tillamook, but that black one, the extra sharp, might be too sharp.
Really?
Yeah.
I like super sharp cheese, man.
Dirk Hunt loves Cookie's Country Chicken. He licks his lip and swiftly shifts and sits at Cookie's Country counter with his friend Kent Cutt. Nutty Kent Cutt. He loves Cookie's Country Chicken. Cutt stands up. Sit, Cutt, sit.
3 cents fast.
Dirk Hunt loves Cookie's Country Chicken. He licks his lips and swiftly shifts and sits at Cookie's Country counter with his friend Kent Cutt. Nutty Kent.
All you guys love the show. Listen every afternoon. May I please get a shout out to my son Keegan, stationed in San Diego, California.
Oh.
He is celebrating his 21st birthday. Perhaps your penis is too small, and some green beans. Thank you guys so much. Love from Mom, Daisy, Lou, Walter, and Dad.
Walker told me I have AIDS.
Green bean. Green bean.
Try to fill in the gaps.
I mean, you're quick on the trigger over there.
Green.
It should not be that funny.
It really shouldn't.
I mean, it was a serious subject.
Terrible.
On a semi-serious show.
Haley Joel Osment.
Child. Here's a sad one off of YouTube. Guy says, both of my small kids are in the Costco 2-kid shopping cart. Well, I ran and hopped on the cart as all dads do. You're 100% correct. Ended up popping a wheelie and crashing. Handlebar came down and broke a femur on each of them.
Wow. Oh,
he broke the femur on
his
each of his kids. Right, because he did what all dads do. Had to jump on, pull the wheelie. Yeah,
that's a tough look, dude.
You know what? And I mean this, and this sounds wrong, but anyone who's married and has children, if you're a guy, you will agree. As bad as you feel for your kids, the most terrifying thing is explaining to your wife why both of your kids have broken legs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you what
Both
happened.
of them screaming in a Costco.
What
That's
happened?
tough too in a Costco, 'cause, I mean, I can imagine me being like, "What are you doing, idiot?"
Oh yeah, that's a bad look, man.
Right, like everybody agrees, and look, it was innocent enough.
You do it,
but once it happens, everybody's gonna be like, "This guy's an idiot."
You're irresponsible.
And now the men's room legacy continues. Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the men's room.
And away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,496. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and my cock, Montgomery, and you are in the men's room. On tap today, your guess is as good as mine. Categories: the 10 states that travelers go to the least, and America's favorite sodas. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the men's room shot of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Drunk as a drunk.
All right, here we go. Not good as an Air Canada plane crashes into a fire truck at LaGuardia Airport. Meanwhile, a professional cornhole player is charged with murder. Also hard to believe that he can even play the sport. Florida cop resigns all because of her feet. A car thief asks a cop if she can keep the kitten sitting on her seat. And Missouri police confiscate 5 Barbie dolls filled with fentanyl. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. I don't know. Let's see here. The average person visits the bathroom to pee how many times a day, do you think? 24 hours, the average person.
6.
Not bad. 6 to 7 times. Although they do say anywhere from 4 to 10, completely normal. And we poop anywhere from 3 times a day to 3 times a week. But basically, when you sum it up, we visit the toilet 2,500 times a year, which frankly leaves a lot of opportunity for something to go wrong. Whether you pee yourself, poop yourself, back up the toilet, overflow the toilet, or discover that there's no toilet paper to wipe your plastered backside. Now, these things are inevitable and yet always awful. Now, that said, if that's the worst thing that happens to you in a bathroom, consider yourself lucky. Now, you might remember the guy in Japan. We brought him up before. He was attacked by a bear in the public bathroom. The man just wanted to do his business. Then he got to deal with a wild, crazed bear. Well, a couple of days ago, a TSA agent, he was taking a leak when he was attacked from behind in the bathroom of LAX. Turns out that a drunk passenger thought that he had stolen his bag full of passports. That was not the case, but he still got jumped in the bathroom. 1 minute you're peeing, next thing you know, someone's pulling your hair and slamming you into a wall. And then there's, Sunita Williams. If her name sounds familiar. She was one of those 2 astronauts that was stranded on the space station for 9 months. Supposed to be a 10-day trip. They got stranded for 9 months. Well, she was on a podcast recently, and she says, look, there were a lot of hardships, being trapped in space and all. But she said that one of the worst was pooping on the space station. She wasn't joking. And she kind of gave details of why it sucked so bad, how much she hated it, and the process you have to go through to do it successfully, which tells me she also did it unsuccessfully. But we'll get to that story coming up. The point is, look, 2,500 times a year, you're in the bathroom, inevitably, something goes sideways. So today's question, brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration, is what has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com, and now watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock. All right, bitch.
Oh, God, I have this idea for a song.
Yeah. Vote now if you follow us on X and Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up after we drink and toast with the shot of the day.
Was Walking on Sunshine, is that the first Beverly Hills Cop? It's sub-soundtracked, isn't it?
I believe it was in the movie.
Yeah.
I remember Katrina being fairly attractive back in the day.
Well, sure. Yeah.
That was one thing about the video. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Good times. Okay, today, as you've heard the news, we honor Chuck Norris, veteran, martial arts world champion, action hero, and early 2000s internet meme inspiration, whose demeanor was rugged and immortalized on the hit show Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, yeah.
He has passed on at the age of 86 years old, according to the family. It is with heavy hearts that our family shares the sudden passing of our beloved Chuck Norris yesterday morning. While we would like to keep these circumstances private, please know that he was surrounded by family and was at peace. He had a unidentified medical emergency in Hawaii last Thursday. The family thanked fans for their prayers during his hospitalization. He lived his life with faith, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to the people he loved. Through his work, discipline, and kindness, he inspired millions around the world and left a lasting impact on so many lives.
He did.
I think that's fair.
He did. I mean, look, even my kids know who Chuck Norris is. And look, they did not grow up watching any of his movies. They didn't even know he was an actor, but it's just all the memes and everything else.
Yeah.
In their mind, it's just like, what did this guy do? He was obviously a badass. And I'm like, he didn't really do anything.
He was a badass.
He was, but I'm saying he just became that guy that became memed. And then anytime you can talk about being a badass, like he not even the punchline, but he is the name you inserted.
They say,
I mean, he was in some classic films, and then Walker, Texas Ranger. I mean, I know Conan made a kind of a joke, but my mom watched that show religiously. So in
my
turn,
mom did too.
Yeah, I watched a ton of episodes of that.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Yeah.
the ultimate tough
You've
guy.
been waiting for that one.
Oh, dude, I mean, that's the greatest line from any Walker, Texas Ranger.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Why AIDS? I even forgot.
That was
I thought it
Haley Joel
cancer.
Osment. He was probably 6 years old, 7 years old.
He went from having AIDS to seeing dead people.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
The ultimate tough guy.
Come on.
Norris, first memorable acting
We need
role.
to put a counter on that for
No,
today.
we do not.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
He was the formidable opponent
And all I'd say was trick or treat.
of Bruce Lee in the 1972 film The Way of the Dragon, before he landed his first leading role 5 years later as a truck driver searching for his missing brother in Breaker Breaker, as in 1-9. Throughout the 70s and 80s, Norris made a name for himself as a rugged action hero in movies like Missing in Action and Delta Force, marking his place in pop culture.
By the way, what does that say about the world today? I got up this morning and hopped on the internet, and I was like, oh, what happened to Delta Force? I thought I was like, oh, they're talking about the movie.
Yes. He had some lines that were stoic, like in Lone Wolf McQuade, my kind of trouble doesn't take vacations. With his film career cooling off in the 90s, Norris made the switch to television. He won new fans with a long-running series, Walker, Texas Ranger.
You got any clips from that show?
Walker told me I had AIDS.
I remember that show now.
Yeah. Went from 1993 to 2001. He played Cordell Walker, a veteran Texas Ranger, Cordell, who fights crime in Dallas and throughout the Lone Star State.
He tells children they have AIDS.
He was nominated for a TV Guide Award as favorite actor in a drama in 1999. Wow, up for a TV Guide Award.
What was that?
What didn't he do?
What was the black guy's name?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
The S word. It's kind of like his Tubbs.
Yeah.
His first name is really Carlos. Carlos Ray Chuck Norris was born in Ryan, Oklahoma, to Irish American and Cherokee Native American parents. Following his parents' divorce, Norris, his brother, two brothers and mother, they relocated to Kansas, then to California. According to his Walk of Fame profile, yes, Chuck Norris has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
A throwing star.
Norris became acquainted with the world of martial arts while being stationed in Korea with the U.S. Air Force in the late 50s. According to the military, I started training over there, then I came back and got out of the service and started teaching. And to get students in my school, I became a karate fighter. He even found his own style of karate, the Chuck Norris system.
Of course.
Originally based on his Tang Soo Do training while serving in Korea. Now, among Norris's many students...
Tang Soo Do.
Tang Soo Do.
Yeah,
correct.
trust me, I Google pronunciated it.
Among Norris' many students, Priscilla Presley, the Osmonds.
What?
Who knew the Osmonds could kick your ass?
Are you kidding me? How embarrassing would it be to be like, yo.
I got beat up by Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond beat my ass. Worked me
I guess
over.
better than his sister.
Yeah. Steve McQueen, he trained him.
Okay.
And Bob Barker. I retired as a world karate champion and was looking for something to get involved in, a new goal, and I thought about acting. I talked to Steve McQueen about it. He encouraged me to pursue it. He said, hey, if I would just apply myself like I did with martial arts, then I maybe would have a chance. Norris went on to appear in several films and as well as television shows. He once told David Letterman the difference between violence and action is the philosophy of when you use it. And if a person tries to avoid a violent confrontation, but he's finally pushed into a corner and there's no way out, well, then we want to have the ability to cope with it. And that is basically the character that I project on the screen, is the guy that tries to avoid it at first, but if he has to, will jump into action.
YouTube's just lighting up. I'll read you some of what's come in. It says, Chuck Norris once kicked somebody so hard and fast that his foot went back in time, knocked Amelia Earhart off course, never to be seen again. Someone else has Death once had a near Chuck Norris experience.
Walker told me I have AIDS.
And that.
Yeah. Norris's tough guy persona also inspired an early social media trend often referred to as Chuck Norris facts, an ever-growing list of hyperbolic factoids about Norris, highlighting his rugged reputation. A kid from Boston University actually started sending these Chuck Norris facts around via email. I'm reading them and going, hey, these are pretty doggone funny, according to Norris. My favorite one was they wanted to put Chuck Norris on Mount Rushmore, but the granite wasn't tough enough for his beard. I figured they just last a couple weeks, but it amazes me how far this has gone and for so long. Devout Christian, longtime Republican who twice endorsed Mike Huckabee for president. Norris also told Time that military members stationed in Iraq and Afghanistan at the time started developing their own Chuck Norris facts. That's actually how I got to Iraq in the first place. The troops started bugging their commanders. He said, when I arrived in Iraq, I saw a sign that said, Chuck Norris is here. We can go home now. Man, I wish that was the truth, he said. Norris even made multiple cameos in projects where he simply played a version of himself. One of his last big screen appearances was in 2012, The Expendables 2, where he played opposite of Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, and Jet Li. They say with the help of President George H.W. Bush in 1990, Norris then founded Kickstart Kids, an award-winning in-school character development program that uses karate to teach life-changing values to middle school, high school, and elementary students.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Norris once said he believed if everyone knew karate, there would be less violence in the world. Everyone thinks of karate strictly as a physical application, but what it does is it strengthens you mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, because most violence is stemmed from insecurity, trying to prove something to yourself. And when a person develops their inner security and this goal-seeking knowledge that the martial art teaches you, it overcomes a lot of violent confrontations.
Now, to give you an idea of how Chuck Norris actually was, all right? So his birthday was on March 10th. Turned 86 earlier this month. He posted a video to Instagram, saying, hey, today's my birthday. This is his quote, though. I don't age, I level up. I mean, like, this,
yeah, Chuck.
It's the most Chuck Norris thing Chuck Norris has ever said.
I mean,
now it's like he's not dead. He's simply
You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
All the Jones, away we go. Welcome to the 21st Amendment season, episode number 4,496. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. The exciting return of your guess is as good as mine. The categories today: the least popular states in the United States where travelers go and are interested in visiting.
I'd have guessed that you lived in one.
Maybe. Well, it depends. Everybody's got something. And that's one thing. States in general, when it comes to traveling, you can say, well, what's in Indiana? Well, the Indianapolis 500 every year.
All right.
Hundreds of thousands of people go there to watch that one race.
Sure.
I mean, South Dakota, right?
Yeah. Well,
you got the presidents.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore. That's it. If that wasn't there,
what about?
Can you think of a reason why someone would go to South Dakota?
I mean, I feel like you're just on a crazy road trip and you want to see the Black Hills.
Okay. Well,
where's Sturgis? Wyoming? Or is that South Dakota?
Is that South Dakota?
Well, what I'm saying is
that's
now,
right, because you'll get people to show
Cheyenne
up.
lives in
South Dakota.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, okay. New Hampshire, all right?
Sturgis is South Dakota. It's got to be.
All right. So, New Hampshire.
No reason to go.
I mean, it's beautiful in the fall. People do go there to see the leaves.
But a
believe
lot
it or
of
not,
places-
there's something there. They go to Maine to see the beach and the lighthouse.
But they all look like New Hampshire when you get there. You could go to Rhode Island and see the exact same thing. I'm saying there's really, like, you could go to Rhode Island and you just say, hey, I went to the smallest state. Mm-hmm. You know, there's something, right?
There's cruise ships that go to Alaska.
New Hampshire, nothing.
Right.
But I mean, there's literally no reason to go to New Hampshire. And I'm not even, like, crapping on the place, but, like, what would be your reason to go to New Hampshire?
We used to go as a kid all the time. Because we had some relatives that lived by a lake.
If they did not live there, seriously, if you're not going to college there, 'cause they have good colleges, or a good college at least, and if you don't have family.
I mean, look, the honest truth is, right, I have family in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
They've never been, like, doing a road trip over to New Hampshire.
No. But a lot of people like Delaware. You go Delaware.
There's a beach.
There is a beach, and it goes
There's a
the
couple of
entire
beaches, yeah.
length of the state. So people go to those beaches.
And they have outlet stores. It sounds
They
stupid.
do, and they're
No taxes.
no
Tax-free
taxes.
outlet
sales
stores,
tax.
no
Yeah.
sales tax close to a beach town, right? And you go like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So they have a racetrack, NASCAR races there. They do.
That's right.
100,000 people go to that. So there
All
are
right.
states that have stuff going on. New Hampshire, by the way, has 12.8 million visitors a year.
And what do they do?
I don't know.
I mean,
How many of them have relatives in New Hampshire? I'm saying 12.6 of them.
I'm sure it's beautiful.
I'm sure it
Like,
is.
I want to go to Maine, but not for any other reason that people are like, you live in the Northwest, you'd probably like Maine.
You would be surprised how many people do not go to Rhode Island. They drive through it. They don't stop and visit. They drive through it on their way to Boston. They drive through it on their way to New York.
Sure.
On their way to Connecticut. They drive through it. But they don't hang out in Rhode Island.
Because why would you?
That's what I'm saying. So these are the 12. It's beautiful. You know, it really is.
Kind of like New Hampshire is.
What's the state capital of Rhode Island?
Providence.
Okay. Just checking.
How about New Hampshire?
New
Mount
Hampshire.
Pillier.
It's not. Is it? No.
Nope.
It's Pier.
No.
No, that's South Dakota.
Right.
New Hampshire is.
I think I just asked this last week
Is
or
it
2
another
weeks
English
ago.
Is it
town?
Concord?
It is. I'm pretty sure it is Concord, yes.
Well, you have Montpelier and Concord. So between that, I think it's Concord.
Concord.
Vermont?
It's
or
no.
New Hampshire? I don't know.
Isn't that Montpelier, Vermont?
Probably.
And then Concord, New Hampshire.
Yes.
That's what I mean. We don't even
All right.
care.
Yeah.
I only stayed in Rhode Island for a night because my plane left me there.
Right. There's a reason to
We
go to
didn't
Rhode
get to
Island.
Boston. They're like, you got to spend. And then the only other time I've spent any time in Rhode Island is visiting family on the Cape. And it's close enough to drive to Providence for dinner and drive back to the Cape.
Uh-huh.
So they're saying these are the roads less traveled. All right. On your guess is as good as mine. The other category just released.
In their defense, though, if it wasn't for college football, I probably never would have gone to Tennessee.
Why Nashville?
I'd say, but at least they can say
All right, there's
Nashville.
Nashville.
There's
Yeah.
there's what is it? Bonnaroo, huge festival, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I know the weather. I would never go to that festival.
There's the Grand Old Opry. That's
what I'm saying,
There's
like-
Memphis. There's professional basketball in Memphis. There's pro football in Nashville.
Don't go to Memphis.
There's
but you're
hockey
right.
in Nashville. I mean, there's stuff.
There is.
I mean, it might not be everyone's cup of tea. If you've been to Nashville, you're either going to like it or not.
Would you go to Nevada if there were no Vegas?
Uh,
You might drive through it on the way somewhere
more
else.
than likely, no.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, Nashville's kind of what Vegas is to Nevada. Without us,
Right.
nobody's coming.
And Phoenix is much more closer to Las Vegas or Los Angeles than Reno, its next biggest city.
But there's nothing to do in Phoenix. That's why people go to Scottsdale.
Well, there's nothing to do in between Las Vegas all the way up to Reno. I'm saying the entire state is just barren wasteland. There's nothing.
yeah.
And that's a long ass drive. Your second category
Barren
is
wasteland. What a beautiful description of the
Yes.
place.
We have the sodas that Americans prefer the most, 1 through 10. As far as what
All
we're buying.
right.
If you're still into drinking that crap, we have the top 10 flavors for you. I'm having a delicious Diet
You're
Coke.
drinking a
this week.
soda right now.
I drink it like probably 3 or 4 a week. But it's always at work because I never have any at home.
Yeah.
But man, I enjoy an ice cold Diet Coke.
Tell you what, I had an orange soda this weekend.
How good was that?
It was so goddamn
It's
good.
life changing.
When's the last time you had one? See, it's to me, it's a treat. It's like chocolate milk. Every once in a while, I'll get like, you know what?
Get a chocolate milk.
I'm going to have some chocolate milk, damn it.
I had like 4 last week.
I do the same thing with orange juice. I don't know why.
Really?
Yes.
I drink orange juice pretty much every morning.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I look so good.
I can't have it in my house, man. I'll drink the whole carton. There's certain things.
that 20-ounce orange soda did not last long.
Now, that's the thing. Once you crack it, it's like, I'm taking this whole thing down.
Yeah.
Period. Right? It's that good. And you become like a little child.
Yeah.
So say, save some for later. It's not going to happen.
Well, you take a little sip and you're like, oh, I'll get to it later. And before you know it, you're like, oh, goddamn, this is good.
What's the soda now that's like all natural?
What?
They're touting a new soda now. It's 100 like they put
Is it that poppy stuff?
they put real spices in it and all that crap.
Are you talking about like the Olipop?
Is that what it is?
Because it's only like 45 calories or something. Because I think most sodas are like, what, 170?
But I think everything on the label, you know what it is.
That doesn't mean I want to drink it.
Well, that tells me
when it comes to soda,
it's not going to taste very good.
I want 80% of the ingredient really difficult for me to pronounce. Like, I know it's going to kill me, but it also tastes good.
It's absolutely terrible.
Correct.
Yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine. Coming up at 4:30 on the program. And today we're going to be talking about, hey, whether it's good or bad, what was your most unique experience while using the bathroom? Now, this doesn't mean that you are in the bathroom. Sometimes you don't make it to the bathroom. Sometimes you need to use the bathroom, and you're going to have to use it without a bathroom. And we start with this one. Luke Fernandez. Do you know who Luke Fernandez is, Ted? He is an MMA fighter. And they say he is used to facing formidable opponents in the cage when he fights. However, he recently met his most unexpected challenge yet in the bathroom stall of a local Walmart. In a TikTok moment, the fighter detailed an awkward moment that shifted from a life-saving mission to a lesson in minding one's own business. And as he said, it served as a reminder that some battles are better not fought. While at the urinal, Luke was startled by the sound of a grown man screaming his head off from inside a nearby stall. Given the intensity of the noise, Luke's instincts kicked in, and he immediately asked, "Hey, man, you all right in there, bud?" The stranger's initial confusion, asking, who is that? And where are you? Only heightened Luke's concern. Made him wonder if the man was having a medical emergency or a spiritual crisis. He said the dude must have been fighting for his life with all the screams. I think he thinks he's talking to God. Then the man in the stall finally delivered the crushing reality of the situation. Yeah, man, I'm all right. Had a dozen wings last night. Way too spicy. My ass is on fire. Luke admitted he didn't even know what to say, so he chose just to simply back out of the bathroom, noting that some situations required you to just white-knuckle the toilet and push through in silence and get the hell out of there.
I let the guys like, what are you talking about? Like, you're screaming in the stall, man.
Yeah, I think it's fair to be like, hey, what's going on?
Are you okay?
Are you okay? Saying "Are you okay" is fair.
I think that is.
Yeah, but you have heard some people make some noise in there where you were kind of wondering if they needed to be checked on. Yeah. For sure.
The one I remember most, this was Mondawmin Mall back in Baltimore, and probably 15 stalls, none of them had doors, which kind of sucked. And the way you walked in, when you walked in, you were eye to eye with all these guys taking a dump. So I got lucky and found a stall toward the end. So you had to walk down, which 3 different people did, to discover that it was occupied. But, at that time, everyone played the quiet game. You didn't, you're sitting on the toilet, and granted, everybody's in there, but you're just trying not to make that sound. So we're all sitting there in silence, and you hear the occasional person doing the test fire, like me. You completely understand what's going on. Then you can tell this old man walks in. You can hear his cane. You can hear him shuffling. You can't see him, but you just hear him shuffle in. You hear his pants drop because you can hear the belt. And the brother just unloads. I mean, just unload, which none of us are doing. This guy just lets it fly. What made me laugh was someone on the other side of me in a different stall just went, "Damn!" And I've never heard anyone comment on someone else's bowel movement. This guy, but what I realized was, now that I'm older, the older you get, the less you care. Like in my 20s, I'm like, I'm not making a sound, right? I know the guy next to me also has to poop. Both of us are trying to outweight each other. Now I'm like, I'm letting it loose. And this old man went in and he taught us all a lesson. When you got to go, let it go. And it was juicy and it was loud. And like I said, it created a comment from someone else. Just, damn.
This woman is struck again, although she was not actually using the bathroom. A Pensacola, Florida woman has been arrested again for allegedly peeing on and damaging furniture items in 2 local Airbnbs.
Come on.
According to arrest documents from the Pensacola Police Department, an Airbnb owner filed a criminal mischief complaint on March 15th regarding damage made to her rental property. The owner told officers someone sent her a message on an Airbnb app claiming her then current guest, identified as 31-year-old Nicolette Keogh, had peed on multiple items in the unit that the woman rents out. Later, the owner allegedly found a video on an adult content website that showed the woman peeing in the unit and causing damage. The owner documented the damage with photos and reported a strong odor of urine in the residence. According to the police, she reportedly found that an antique Crown Royal chair, I thought that was just an alcohol.
I guess it's a chair, too.
Got more than just a whiskey. A rug, a typewriter, 4 dining room chairs.
Who pees on a typewriter?
Her coffee maker, on her bed, on her record player, in her toaster, on top of the electric fireplace, which needed to be replaced, amounting to $3,980 in damage. The responding officer arrested her and charged her with damage to property criminal mischief. A police report said that she allegedly peed on other items at another Airbnb owned by the same person on the same street. The owner found that she peed in a vase, on top of a green rug, an accent wall, on her chair, on a tiger rug, also peed on, causing another $1,375 in damages. Well over $5,000 in damages to 2 different Airbnbs that were rented out by the same woman.
Didn't we talk about her last year?
This is her second arrest for this.
Okay, I was going to ask.
It's got to be a fetish or something,
because
right?
this just happened. You said March 15th, so that's 8 days ago. Let you go busted for this.
No, I brought it up to you earlier. I was like, man, she struck again.
It's got to be the same woman, right?
Absolutely.
And my understanding, I don't know if it's OnlyFans or some other site, but yeah, I guess she gets paid to pee on things. But here's the thing about the fetish, though, Ted. Is the fetish then that she pees on things and that's what gets you off, or is it specifically that she's doing it on strangers' things? You feel what I'm saying? Because, like, to me,
I think what they're
if I'm doing the Airbnb,
okay,
I know I'm going to get arrested because you know that you've rented it to me, so I'm not going to pee on your stuff. But I could buy a bunch of crap from the dollar store, just do it in my own home. So I think part of the fetish has to be, no, I don't want to see you pee on things.
It's an Airbnb and I'm going to destroy it. Here's the idea behind this, all right? So if it's OnlyFans or whatever platform she's on.
Yeah.
She's like, okay.
Hey, it's only peas.
I'm here, yeah. I've checked into the Airbnb. All right. Any requests? Would you pee into the toaster?
So you think they're looking at what's there?
I will give you $500 if you pee in that toaster. And she goes,
I might do it.
She goes, all right, send me the money. Money sent over. She pees in the toaster. Who's next? What do you want me to do? What would be more disgusting? She peed in her coffee pot. You know, like, all these things are just things that people are requesting and then paying her to do because either it's their fetish.
You know this, or that's how you're.
Or this is what I'm perceiving.
That's what he pays
Yours
for.
makes more sense.
Right.
It actually does.
Like,
Miles has got to pee in the coffee pot.
Right. I mean, like, look, I could play this game. I would have, like, okay, you got to walk into the bathroom. Let me see what's in the bathroom. All right. Okay. We'll walk into the bedroom. Let me see what's in there. And by each, there's a vase on the counter. Yeah. Pee in that. Or
I like the tiger rug. I know it sounds bad, but I'm just saying if I'm in this world, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Is that a tiger rug?
But you're right. In theory, you could just go to Goodwill and buy cheap furniture.
Right, but that's
every weekend.
But that's not the thrill. The thrill is to go into someone else's place that you don't know. Because if you already have it staged, you go like, okay, I've got this, I've got that, I've got that. But when you're just walking around, someone says, hey, what is that over there? Pee in the television.
Why not fake it? Look, you could stage your basement to look like 4 different places, right? I like that. Go to Goodwill, go to the dollar store. It can be different coffee pots. Maybe people don't catch on, but my thing, why get arrested for? Because you're guaranteed to get arrested.
Yeah,
as
I think
opposed
the
to
thrill is that you're peeing on other people's
But
stuff.
I fathom, and you're probably right, but also, like, I could go to a porn website. Like, I know that's not his stepmom.
But still.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, it doesn't have to be, I prefer it's not believable.
Okay, well, here's my question.
You know what I mean? It's like, why would you care if she's peeing on something that she bought at a Goodwill or she...
Well, here's the thing. If I do it right, you don't know that I'm peeing on a Goodwill coffee pot. I'm telling you I'm at an Airbnb. Your fantasy is set. Now I do my thing. So do you think she also gets some amount of joy or pleasure, other than the money?
I do.
Doing this, right? Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Like, dude, stage your basement or something.
And maybe she has X amount of followers that make it, like if you, whatever her subscription price is.
Sure.
If this is her specialty.
It's got to be her specialty.
The more movies, so to speak, that she puts out, the more original content in different locations.
I'm a content creator.
Is how she's going to get more subscribers, hence more money.
No doubt.
Individual requests to do certain things that require more money. Because that's the way those guys work. Like, as far as, like, if you have a foot fetish, I want you to go buy a cake at Costco and put your feet in it, right?
Sure, but she doesn't go to, like, a kid's birthday party and do it. I'm saying
No.
I'm just saying, if I'm her, just to avoid a wreck, because I can make all this money, but if they end up confiscating my cash because of how I chose to do it,
right?
I would just stage, this is just me. If I'm going to be the pee guy, I'm staging my basement. Now, I'm going to lie to you. I'll tell you, hey, I'm in Cincinnati at an Airbnb. You see a coffee pot, some cheap rug, whatever. I'll knock it out.
Yeah, because the last time she did this was in a hotel room.
Right. That's what I mean. And it's like, but as much money as you make, it doesn't get you out of jail.
No. And plenty of people do that without getting paid. Pee on the remote control.
Oh, yeah.
Right, but exactly.
Rub their junk on the phone.
I was going to say, it's also like some of the porn stuff, right? There's a famous bus.
Yes.
Right? But like, those are porn actresses.
Yes. Sure.
Right? It's not like they're really picking up random chicks on the street. I just don't get why she has to be destroying new stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You could still have them not know.
Are you trying to tell me the big sausage pizza by the same creators isn't real?
I know, Miles.
It's not?
It's not.
So they didn't really order the pizza? Or they did?
No.
No, they really ordered the pizza. He was just a different delivery guy.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure they had to get some pizza there.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Did you ever see those?
No, I never watched it. I was a big fan of the bus.
Do you know my biggest problem with that was?
There was a certain guy that would hunt a certain type.
Yes.
Yeah. Biggest problem with that one was they never ate the pizza. The pizza looked really good. Like he'd open up the pizza.
What kind of pizza was it, Miles?
Sausage.
Of course.
Big
Come
sausage
on,
pizza.
Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there,
That's what he did. What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Mighty 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Our question on the So Positive Friday in honor of Chuck Norris. How did you break the bones you broke? Interesting text. Guys, walk in Chuck Norris footsteps. Come to the Pine Box on Capitol Hill.
Been there.
On Saturday night. This is where Bruce Lee was intern. And Chuck Norris was a pallbearer. It's their anniversary party. And there's a free punk rock show at 7. And from your friend Whitney.
And they're doing it, what, tomorrow?
Yeah. Huh. We'll be there. Wonder if it's Whitney. Very cool.
That was pretty cool. We've been to the Pine Box.
Tallest bar stools in town.
Yeah, because
if you fall off that damn thing, man, you're breaking a bone.
Well, I want to say the bar itself is what, like the old embalming table or something like that? I mean, it's where they put the bodies. Yeah, because you're like, God damn, this bar is really high. They're like, oh, yeah. They used to, basically bring the bodies in and do what you got to do when you're there. I'm like, that's cool.
Now, as far as breaking bones are concerned, who holds the Guinness World Record for the most broken bones?
I know the answer to that. Look, I believed it would be this person, and then I thought, well, they've been dead for kind of a long time. Surely someone has beaten them, but no.
No. That would be the one and only, another legend, Evel Knievel.
Why was he so legendary? Because, again, you and I grew up watching like his TV specials, and not once, it's not a joke, not one time did he successfully do whatever it is they've been promoting.
Well, it just depended on, like when he was going to jump over the pool of sharks, okay, he did the test jump okay.
Right.
And then the second test jump, he screwed up and like broke his ribs or something.
Right.
And so they didn't actually do the jump that was supposed to be televised.
That's what I'm saying. Every time you sat there and watched this guy, like inevitably he would try to do whatever it is they said and not accomplish it.
It's almost like Super Dave Osborne.
But the difference is, Super Dave Osborne did it on purpose.
Well,
Evel Knievel
but he was parodying Evel Knievel.
because Evel Knievel was rarely successful in anything.
Well, this probably proves it. He famously sustained 433 bone fractures throughout his career, setting the Guinness World Record for the most broken bones in a lifetime. His injuries resulted from over 19 major, often failed jumps, including a shattered pelvis, crushed femur, multiple spinal fractures, broken ribs, ankles, and wrists. Here are some of the notable breaks. The pelvis, shattered and broken, notably at Caesar's Palace in 1967 and at Wembley Stadium in 1975. As far as his back and spine, he broke his back 4 times, often requiring a metal spine cage. Femur, broke that 5 times. Other injuries, broken collarbone 3 times, broken ribs, concussions, broken right knee, and both arms and wrists. He spent roughly 11 years in total of his life wearing casts due to his injuries. 11 years in a cast somewhere on his body.
I mean, to his credit, he would keep coming back.
By 2006, he required a morphine pump for chronic pain and had a severely damaged body. His 1967 Caesar's Palace crash left him with a crushed pelvis, hip, and ankles. That failed jump at Wembley in 75 resulted in another broken pelvis. While he claimed 35 broken bones in some interviews, the Guinness record of 433 is largely due to many bones being rebroken or severe damage to multiple areas, rather than every bone in his body.
It is unbelievable.
We got an update on Bob Barker.
Okay.
He is native,
All right.
but he did not grow up on a reservation here in Washington.
Okay.
He is a member of the Rosebud Sioux Indians or Native Americans in South Dakota.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a guy called in to give us that info who's obviously native. And I was like, so he is native? He's like, oh, yeah, he's an actual member. He's a real member.
It's kind of weird how, when it comes to being Native American, it's always broken down into fractions. For the most part. Like, no one says, like, I'm 1/8 Italian.
Right. Right. They just say, I'm Italian.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I'm Irish, but a little bit of German.
But you don't put a percentage on it.
But you don't say, right.
I'm 1/4 Irish.
Everyone else, you're right. Only with natives do people break it down.
In fractions.
It is.
As far as the parts, the piece of the pie.
Yeah. Well, they're widely different, too, is the big difference.
Well,
I know that.
But still, you could be Sioux, you could be Dakota, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but
1/16 Mohawk.
Right.
1/8 Cherokee. Why is it always a fraction? Is it just white people talking, I guess? That's why you think that?
Well, I think there's a certain, like, people use the fractions to say how much Native American they are.
Right.
But I know after I read that book, I can't think of his name, the football coach wrote about how he used that to learn, like, football and the run and or not run and shoot, but the air raid offense. Like,
Leach?
Yeah, Mike Leach. Like, the different tribes just had way different lifestyles and stuff. Like, Apaches were known, to be super fast and this and that, and warriors.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, the Sioux were, like, different. So I think that's why if you're native, there's such a distinction.
Well, if you're
kind of like being from the South or from the Northwest or from the Northeast.
But if I meet someone who's Sioux, they would say I'm Sioux. If I meet an Apache, they say they're Apache, okay? Now, if I meet someone who's, I don't know, great-grandparents were Apache, they break it down. I am one, dude, it just...
Yeah, I mean, Spain is different than Norway. I don't say I'm 1/4 Norwegian or 1/8 Spanish, but I might be 1/10 Aztec.
But why is it always a fraction? No one ever just says, this is my heritage. It's always like, but let me tell you exactly how much.
Percentage.
I think it's the white people.
And why
that come off whiter. Because I feel like if I meet natives, they'll just say I'm native.
Yes.
They don't
It's the white people who put the fraction on.
But why is it always 1/16? Like, I've never even heard 1/8, man. It's always 1/16. Like, what in the hell happened generations ago that you were 1/16 native?
Right.
But everyone who says they're 1/16 native, they can't tell you which tribe.
They also can't tell you.
I would equate it a little bit to, like, where we grew up in the D.C. Baltimore area, right?
Okay.
Almost every brother I knew had cousins somewhere in the Carolina, which I get historically why you would.
Yeah.
But then I would start talking to some of these dudes. Some were like, well, they're not actually my cousins. But just everybody seemed to have some relation.
But if I tell you I'm 1/8 Cherokee, I can't tell you what the other 7/8 are.
I think, American.
Well, no, because you come over the top and say, I'm German.
Oh, then I'm 2/3 German, and then,
I mean, look, I've said for years I'm mostly Irish and 1/4 German. I have nothing to back that up other than what my family told me.
Castle said he was Irish for as long as I knew him. Then his wife, for his birthday, I don't know, 15 years ago, did one of those like ancestry.
Yeah.
Well, he's Scottish, not Irish. He's like, I didn't know. I'm like, but you kept telling everyone you're freaking Irish. But you're not. You're Scottish.
I think that's why he went to Scotland.
That is why he went to Scotland.
Yeah.
Because that same trip, it would have been Ireland. But then he found out, and he's like, oh, let's change it. Go to Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's like people give me crap, especially on St. Patrick's Day. Like, Smith is English. I'm like, it is.
I mean,
so how do you know you're not English? Are you 1/4 English?
I only know my mom's grandparents
1/4 German and 1/4 Irish?
were from Ireland. I believe my grandfather's side was German, and there might have been a different pronunciation of the Smith.
like Smythe or something.
Or Schmidt.
Schmidt, right?
Okay.
But once he was shot down and in a Nazi prison camp, they were like, we're sticking with Smith. We don't really want to acknowledge the German part right now.
Okay. Our question on this So Positive Friday, in honor of Chuck Norris, how did you break the bones that you broke? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hola.
So May 29th, 2023, I worked at the VA. I've called you guys before. I was working out at Fort Lawton in Magnolia, and I was driving a lawnmower. It's a Kubota tractor mower, and the thing died on me. Well, it's got a hydrostatic clutch, so it's supposed to stop, but it didn't stop. So it kept rolling, and it was about 6 feet, and I flipped off face forward off a rock wall.
Oh,
You know,
God.
yeah, and I face planted on my face, and the lawnmower flipped over and landed, and the seat part landed on my back.
Wow.
So, and it was a holiday, you know, it was whatever that first one is in the last day of May, Monday of May or whatever. And so I was laying there I got knocked out for a few minutes, and I woke up, and first thing I noticed that I couldn't move because there was a lawnmower on me. So I eventually crawled out from underneath the lawnmower and tried to stand up, and I couldn't stand up. My shoulder was broken in 2 places, and my ribs were broke. I could feel them grinding against each other. So I felt some other irritating things, but the one thing I noticed the most at the time was I was covered in mosquitoes. And I don't like mosquitoes, I have to say. But, yeah, I was covered in mosquitoes. Well, eventually it took me 45 minutes to crawl from where the accident happened up to the truck I was driving, a government truck. And, you know, it's all on video because they had a camera up there, and they're, you know, because they reviewed everything, and they're watching me crawl up the road. Well, I get up to the truck, and you know how the center console? Well, I had my phone there, so I crawled up in the truck, which took me another 45 minutes at least, and turned the AC on full blast, and I accidentally knocked my phone down into the wheel well, or the footwell of the passenger side. So I couldn't reach my phone, and I'm like, I'm not getting out of
99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Astronaut Sunita Williams announced her retirement a few days ago, bringing her 27-year-long career with NASA to a close, following her 9-month Boeing Starliner test mission in 2025. The veteran is enjoying her time on Earth, attending events, appearing on podcasts to share her experience in space. Now, during a recent conversation on the podcast, Williams opened up about the fascinating wonders as well as challenges of traveling to space, starting with her biggest insecurity, breaking down at times through her bathroom habits on board the spacecraft. They say curious about the logistics of the act in zero-gravity environment. Shamani asked her what the worst bit of using the bathroom in space was. She said, oh my gosh, there are so many bad things about it. No gravity assist. First of all, just absolutely being able to do it is a big deal. Just going and turning on the hose, and then it'll take it away, and you don't have to worry about it.
The hose.
She would talk herself through getting over the fear of doing it.
You can do it.
Number 2, your body's not used to it. So you have to sort of get your body used to those muscles to push everything out the right way. I wait till I'm ready to go, and then I just go. I think that takes care of all the wishy-washy stuff. You have to commit. You have to just get in there, go, and get it done. They say toilets in space use airflow instead of water or gravity, and learning to use them takes time and practice. And they say poor hygiene or difficulty cleaning can also increase the risk of infections and skin problems while in space. So our question, what has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, William. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
First time actually getting on. So my unique experience with going to the restroom. Back in the mid-aughts, I was in the Army, and I was stationed overseas in Korea up near the border. And we were out in a training area, and I was providing medical support as a combat medic while our unit was out doing field training. And we were out on the course about halfway on the side of a mountain, and we were out there all day, making sure everyone was hydrated, making sure they got moleskin for their feet, blisters taken care of, change of socks, whatever they needed on their long march around the mountain. Halfway through the day, business calls. I'm looking around. There are no porta potties, obviously, in the middle of the forest. So I walk down the road that everyone's been marching up, find a little bit of privacy, go into the wood line, go down the hill maybe about 30 yards, dig a cat hole with my e-tool, adjust it so that it's a seat, and do my business, bury it, clean myself up, come back up. As I'm walking out of the tree line, the other two medics are there with a lieutenant who'd come up with his unit walking down the road. And they're all looking at me like I'm absolutely insane. And they're looking at the map and saying, where did you just come from? I was like, about 30, 40 yards that way. And they're like, oh, everything off the side of the road on this side is a minefield from the Korean War.
Oh, wow. You walked into a minefield to poop.
I literally walked into a minefield, dug a hole, did my business, filled it back in, and then walked out of the minefield. No clue that I'd done it.
I'm assuming, had you known, you would have picked a different location.
Absolutely. Or I just would have held it.
Did it freak you out after they told you that? Like, did you think they were joking when they first told you?
No, they were freaked out enough that I knew that they weren't lying. And it not so much freaked me out. Like, I definitely got that stomach drop feeling from the roller coaster.
I got to poop again.
But I was like, well, I'm here and everything's okay, but wow, please don't let me do that again.
Okay, here's my question. Now, you were in the military, okay? And let's say you went out there to poop. I don't know. You successfully pooped, but as you're walking back to join the rest of your group, you blow up. You step on a mine, you blow up.
Yes.
Now, you are my child, and the military must contact me to let me know that you're no longer with us. What is the spin they put on this? Because I'm saying
stepped on a mine.
There's no way they say...
You didn't squat on it.
Okay, but still, if I have a follow-up question and say, well, why was my son William in a minefield? Would they just come up with something? Would they just say you wandered off on your own? There's no way they're telling us that you were trying to poop, right?
No. I think the official line probably would have been something like, unfortunately, William passed away from his injuries sustained during a training exercise.
But if it makes you feel any better, he died doing what he loves.
You could get the brown heart.
Yeah, the brown heart. That's how you know. We don't say anything.
Huh.
But they got the brown. Wow, man. I don't know a lot of people that have pooped in a minefield.
What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Well, that's the thing. Most of us, besides him, wouldn't know.
You would not know until it's too late. Damn. Hello, Caleb. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How you gentlemen doing? I just wanted to say, long-time listener, first-time caller. I am 25 years old. I've been listening since I was 4, gentlemen.
Wow.
Jesus.
Damn. All right.
Okay. We appreciate that.
Let me guess. Did you start listening with your father?
Or your mom?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
That's the father. I just met a guy yesterday. He was outside of the local watering hole, and he goes, hey, man, big fan of the show. I'm like, thank you, bro. Real nice guy. And he's like, I've been listening. I can't remember how many years it was, but I believe he started listening when he's like 6 or 7. And I'm like, with your dad? He goes, oh, yeah. I mean, just like moms just aren't down when their kids are little. All right.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's part of my childhood, man. I love you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, at the end of 8th grade, my school had this program where they send the kids to D.C.
Yeah.
All right.
We had a layover in Chicago, and I wore pants. It was my first time on a plane. pretty stupid decision. So I grabbed a pair of sweats that I had on me and went to the bathroom. I noticed as I went in that a bathroom attendant had put an out-of-service sign on one of the stalls. And as there wasn't many stalls open, a lot of people using the bathroom, I took the one right next to it. Didn't think much of it. I'm doing my thing, getting changed, and I noticed somebody walked into the stall. So I figured maybe it was just the bathroom attendant working on something. And then I hear a guy start to do his business. Didn't think much of it. So I'm about to head out. You boys seen the Goonies? Yeah, when they're messing with the pipes down in the sewers and the guy's taking care of it and he gets launched onto the ceiling?
Yeah.
Not quite to that extent, but I heard sounds that you usually don't hear from a toilet when he finished, and then there was not quite an explosion. I could tell the water reached at least a foot in the air.
Oh, my God.
Jesus.
So the guy is jagging. I am jagging. There's brown water leaking into my stall. I got out of Dodge as fast as I could, but I felt so bad for the man that was in the stall.
Yeah, because you know what, man?
But wait, you said that they had put up a sign or the tape that says, like, out of service or out of order, whatever?
They did.
Okay, well, like, dude, what did you... Nothing positive is going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but it ain't going to be good if it says don't use this, and then you use it.
Oh, not only that, but when you're traveling, you know, it's a very rare time in your life where everything that you have on you is in that bathroom.
Yeah.
Your luggage, your backpack, whatever you're taking on that trip, you take it into the bathroom stall with you. You hang your coat up, you do all that crap before you have to go to the bathroom. And I mean, so it's not just him, it's everything he has with him.
Suitcase.
It's all getting soaked in that crap.
I felt terrible. Thank God I was done with what I was doing, but I got out. I got out as fast as I could.
No, you made the right decision.
Well, how was the rest of D.C.? Did you have a good trip?
It was a great trip. Went down to Virginia. I saw George Washington's house, all that good stuff.
All right. Okay.
You know, I never actually went to Mount Vernon.
No, I haven't either.
See, but in the end, I feel like I would just see his house and be like, okay, that's where he lived.
Yeah.
You know, like, I wouldn't go out of my way to do it. Like, I've seen where, like, Babe Ruth was born, and I didn't go there on purpose. It just happens to be on the way to 10 other things I might be doing in Baltimore. Right? And they go, oh, that's the house he was born. I'm like, cool. Even then, I didn't stop. I'm just like, all right.
This is where the slaves lived. This is where he made alcohol.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, all right.
Well, good for you.
Just kept going.
Yeah. I've been to Babe Ruth's house.
Did you actually go in?
Yeah. There's like a little tour and stuff.
A little museum.
A little museum.
I was there for, I know. I never went in.
I don't, but now that you say that, like, I've been to Arlington a bunch of times, like the cemetery.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I ever drove over to Mount Vernon.
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like,
people love Monticello, Jefferson's house.
What is it about? I've heard that. What is it about his joint, man?
I think maybe he was a little more design friendly, or like design. I don't know. I mean, just know.
I thought you're born and raised there. I've lived right up the road, and we're both like,
Yeah, that's one of those things. Like, I would go to Fredericksburg to see, like, the battlefields and stuff.
Sure.
Or Manassas, but, like, I don't know. It seemed like one of those things you do on a date. I don't know. If you meet people from Northern...
Yeah.
You never been to Monticello?
Right. Save it for a date.
I don't.
When I was at the Babe... I'll never forget this. I'm at the Babe Ruth Museum. First time I'd ever been there. And a buddy of mine's in from out of town. He was the one who wanted to go. So we're like, all right, we'll check this out. There's a couple guys in there wearing all Orioles stuff. A black guy and a white guy. And the black guy was the white guy. He said, I want you to pay attention to something. He said, you see all these pictures up here. He said, there's Babe Ruth and his sister, whatever. There's Babe Ruth and his mom. There's another picture of Babe Ruth and his mom. There's a picture of Babe with the teammates. He's like, you see all these family pictures? No dad. I'm telling you, his dad's black.
I know.
And I was just like, I nudged my buddy. And I was like, he's kind of right. I mean, there's no pictures of his dad in here.
It is in Baltimore. Because you always hear the rumors, and like, but here's our proof.
Right. Jackie Robinson.
I've never heard that side of it. I've heard about his facial structure and this and that.
Yeah.
I've never heard his dad wasn't around.
I know.
No. He just didn't have any pictures of him. Like, I don't know if
it's just pointing out.
Yeah,
like,
the fact that
I'm not saying he wasn't around. I'm just saying he's not in these pictures.
What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jordan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, so, I grew up in Washington and then moved to New Mexico. And I lived in New Mexico for about 8 years.
What
just
part?
Moved back a couple years ago. Bernalillo, right across the street from Placitas.
My parents are in Placitas now. It's the only freaking reason I have any idea where you're talking about. Yeah.
Why'd you move back?
Yep. Yeah. Family. Just my whole family's here, so
okay.
It's time to move back. But I had gone to Whole Foods one day, and they had a bunch of Rainier cherries. And so I was like, okay, well, I need those. So I bought a bunch of Rainier cherries.
Were they cheaper there than they are here? Because apparently they're cheaper everywhere than they are here.
I bought them at Whole Foods. So
never mind.
Yeah.
But it was like a weekday. It was like a Thursday. I wasn't working or anything, so I decided to go fishing in the morning. And I took all those cherries with me. And I was driving up in the mountains to do some fly fishing. I ate like a whole pound of cherries before I got there. And so I get up on this creek and I put my waders on and I walk down to the water and I'm like, okay, I have to poop now. Like right now. It's happening now. So I'm out in the middle of the woods, way up on this tributary to a river, like in the mountains. Don't think anything of it. Find a nice log to sit on. I sit down and it's just like someone turned the faucet on in the bathtub, just streaming out. And two dudes go walking by, also fishing, right next to me, and just wave, and I wave back, and I'm just sitting there with my waders around my ankles, just pooping on the side of the river. And
they waved?
And they waved, and I waved back, and it just was what it was.
Hopefully they went upstream.
Yeah, downstream. They did go downstream.
What? I was going to ask you that. If you poop into a river and you're fishing, do you make it a point to go upstream for where you dropped it?
It sounds like trout food to me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's a positive outlook.
Yep.
Yeah. But what the great part was is once I had gotten done up there, I'd just spent the next couple hours fishing or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go home. And started going back down the hill, and it came over me again. I was like, okay, I have to poop now. It's happening again. And there was a gas station, so I said, okay. I pulled into the gas station. I go into the bathroom, and it's one of the single-use bathrooms, only one person in there.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting down. I lock the door, and again, just faucet in the bathtub in this bathroom. And then the door just swings open, and it's the lady who works there. And she just stops and stares at me, and it was a little too long. She's just looking at me, and she said, "Oh, my God, I'm so sorry." And she runs out. I finish up, and I go out, and I get a drink or whatever, and I go up, and she's the one checking me out at the cash register. Just looks absolutely mortified.
Do you think from the smell or just from the fact that she was embarrassed?
I think a little bit of both. Why not both?
Yeah.
I like that you're very matter of fact about this. I have to poop now.
Mm-hmm.
Like not.
Did you catch any fish that day?
Oh yeah. Caught a bunch. So.
Okay.
Did you catch trout?
I did catch trout. Brown trout.
Brown trout.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not the speckled.
I mean, that's cherries.
It is, man. I don't think people
cherries.
think about it.
It's the truth, though.
If you eat a ton,
I think cherries are a diuretic, right?
Yeah. That's what they tell you to drink, like cherry juice and all that kind of
I've
thing.
never gotten really down into a bag of cherries. I've had like one or two, but I've never really just housed a bag of cherries to know.
Well, now you do.
So how about when you drink the cherry juice with your stuff? Does that make you go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why
tart cherry juice, if you're not taking any or prescription drugs, is great for the gout if you get it. But that's always the big thing of like...
You're going to poop.
Yeah.
How soon?
I mean, it's not that... I think real cherries with the fiber are much worse.
Yeah.
But I just know, like, sometimes with kids, you got to be like, stop eating all those cherries if they're little, because they're going to poop their pants.
I did not know that.
I've seen that once, and not my kids, but their cousins, and a lot of cherries were being eaten. This is back on the East Coast. So it's probably 7 kids total. I want to say 5 of them. And you know kids are, right? They just sit at a table. They have an S ton of cherries. So they're behaving themselves, but they're just eating it and acting like little kids. And I mean, an hour later... all of the parents of these kids basically just, it's a nightmare that you can hear in the bathroom. Like, oh, God, grab more. Right. And I mean, just like, I am so
if you
glad
eat a handful of cherries, you're fine. Right. It's mainly like
kids don't stop.
Kids don't stop. And like he was saying, he was just going to town on them.
Oh, yeah. You're just driving. There's nothing else to do.
And I mean, they're the same size as a grape. So you wouldn't think about it. You're just popping grapes. But
now he knows.
cherries will come and get you.
Yeah, I did not know that until the kid butt explosion that I witnessed. And I'm like, what is going on? Because I thought they'd gotten into something. And the parents are like, no, dude, it's the cherries. I'm like, mental note, man. You can have a few. Do not sit down and house them like these kids were. Like they're eating like
Same
popcorn.
thing. I saw somebody do it with their kid, and I'm just like,
Bro.
dude, it's a fruit. What's the difference? And he's like, too many cherries. Like he and his kid's like 4 or 5. He's like, he will crap his pants.
What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK. Has its own cast at Iceland's Phallological Museum. But according to him, life with a weapon of that size is not exactly a dream.
I mean, but you keep going to the press, and everything he goes to the press about is penis related. You're like, God, such a nightmare. I mean, look, I broke my arm because my huge penis blocked my view of the shower floor, and I slipped and like, look, man, that's a problem I'd like to have.
He could have just gotten it fixed.
Yeah. So, on this Positive Friday, our question in honor of Chuck Norris, how did you break the bones that you broke? 206-803-ROCK.
Here's a sad one off of YouTube. Guy says, both of my small kids are in the Costco 2-kid shopping cart. Well, I ran and hopped on the cart as all dads do. You're 100% correct. Ended up popping a wheelie and crashing. Handlebar came down and broke a femur on each of them.
Wow.
Oh, he broke the femur
he broke on his
each
kids.
of his kids. Right, because he did what all dads do. I'd jump on, pull the wheelie. Yeah,
that's a tough look, dude.
You know what? And I mean this, and this sounds wrong, but anyone who's married and has children, if you're a guy, you will agree. As bad as you feel for your kids, the most terrifying thing is explaining to your wife why both of your kids have broken legs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you what happened.
Both of them screaming in a Costco.
What happened?
In a Costco, 'cause, I mean, I can imagine me being like, "What are you doing, idiot?"
Oh yeah, that's a bad look, man.
Right, like everybody agrees, and look, it was innocent enough.
You do it,
but once it happens, everybody's going to be like, "This guy's an idiot.
You're irresponsible." Hello, John. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. So how'd you break bones?
So I just shy of my 30s, I decided it was a good idea to get into amateur motocross racing.
Just shy of your 30s, you made this decision. Okay.
Yeah, so things went well, but there'd be a bump here and there. The big one though, I was 43 and I was doing quite well in my race season. Until I got tangled up with another rider on a jump face where we were going to fly through the air. And trying to get separated from being tangled up with this other rider, I got the short end of the stick. And my wife and his son were sitting in the stands watching, and they saw the dust and all that and came out. And meanwhile, the medics are dragging me out of the ditch on the side of the track. And I had... compound fractured my femur.
Ooh.
Broken collarbone and a broken hand.
Ouch.
And out cold.
Oh, so you were out. So you don't remember any of this?
I was out. Not until I woke up.
But you remember being tangled in the air, and that's the last thing you remembered?
Well, the last thing I remember is being tangled and then hitting the ground.
Okay.
Well, it was just like lights out.
How long does it take to recover from a compound fractured femur?
I had 8 weeks with no weight bearing, and then I could start to put weight on it as much as I could handle.
How much muscle mass did you lose?
Not too much, really.
Okay.
Now, did you continue with your motocross, or was that it?
No, I did continue, and went on to have a few more injuries, but overall it's been pretty sane for the most part.
Do you still race?
Yeah, once in a while, a little bit.
And what is it done by age brackets, or is it just skill level?
Yeah, so I got into a organization that the racing is arranged by age bracket and skill level. So it's the Washington Vet Motocross Association. And they have skill levels and classes for 30 to 80.
Oh, damn! Wow, 80 years old.
I can't imagine doing whoop-de-doos at 80.
No.
I feel like my boobs would bounce up and down a lot.
Yeah,
there's not many old timers out there, but there's quite a few guys still in their 40s, 50s, 60s that are still out there, throwing down and doing their best.
I don't think there's anybody in that sport who has an intact collarbone. I mean, they've all been broken. A wrist, collarbone.
I think so.
Now, is your wife supportive of this, or does she just kind of roll her eyes and say, all right, do your thing?
Well, at that time she said, well, that's it. You got one more of those, and then that's enough. But otherwise, she's cool with it, and she digs going to the races. And
good for you, man.
She's always encouraging.
That means you have a life insurance policy.
Yeah,
that's what that tells
something's
me.
going on. Probably $250,000.
Keep racing. Jump higher.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
You'll say, who was it? Harrison Ford, right? So he's a pilot, and then he seemed to start crashing planes fairly regularly.
Got two, and he landed them, but he had difficulties. Something was going on.
Right. And I remember his wife was Callista Flockhart, is that her name? She's like, you're done. And he basically said, I want to keep flying, but just going home.
He was
is
also
not the best.
flying old World War II aircraft.
He was flying very specific stuff, but he definitely landed at least one on a golf course.
Yeah.
In honor of Chuck Norris, how did you break the bones that you broke? 206-803-ROCK.
You said collarbones. So my brother's 7 years older, right? So he was always nice when we were little about playing football in the house, whatever. He'd get on his
killing you. Yeah.
Right, and he'd play on his knees or whatever. I don't even remember it. We were so young, but somehow my sister broke her collarbone. I don't know if she was trying to tackle him or
during one of your football games.
Right, and it's in the living room or the basement of my cousin's house. But to this day, he'll still hear about it. Remember when Chris broke Melissa's collarbone? It's well, hang on.
Right, it's how you phrase it.
Correct.
Everything's about how you phrase it. Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola.
Oh, man. Does the volume go up and down in your guys' headphones, too? Just curious.
No, really.
No. I think we have an equalizer on here.
Oh, okay, because it constantly goes up and down. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Am I losing my mind?
Yes. You might be. You might be losing your mind. Yeah. You might have bad
real quick,
headphones.
I can kind of jump in on these fractionals from the black community as well does that, as Thrill well knows. But, so I'm mixed. Y'all know that. But I identify as black because I don't know anything else.
Because everyone else identifies you as black.
Mm-hmm.
That too.
I mean, that's how, look, man, people say Obama was the first black president. I'm like, he's actually mixed. But basically, if you're mixed, you're black. That's just that is how that is works.
Everybody, the only white person in my family growing up was my grandma. I didn't even know what white kids had for breakfast, so I made friends. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So it's I just grew up black. That's the only thing I knew. And so, when I talk, people are like, you talk funny. And it's like, no, you're an idiot. I'm just mixed.
Josh, it's a lot of toast with cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah, a lot of yogurt.
I mean, y'all saw my daughter. I mean, her mom's blonde hair, blue eyed, as you saw. And freaking, dude, when the sun comes out, somehow this little Negro gets darker than me. I'm like, are you for real?
So what does your daughter say? Does she say she is mixed? Does she give percentages? Like, I am 2/3 white, 1/3 black.
My daughter is the speaker of the Black Student University. And sometimes out of the bleachers, they hear, who's the white girl?
I know.
And, she mostly identifies as black because it's I raised her and, we go home to visit my family, not so much hers.
Gotcha.
So it's like she was surrounded by everybody.
I like the way to tell is simply this. If you did something wrong as a child and your parents said, don't do that again, you grew up white. If you did something wrong as a child and they said, do it again, you grew up black. I mean, that's right.
Oh,
same situation, but that is how it's addressed. Go ahead, do it again. See what happens. Go ahead. Steal another candy bar and see what the F happens to your ass. And you go all right, you were black.
Boy, that's on point. All right.
Good times.
So, all right, I'm gonna give you all a pick real quick. You want a story where I split my sack open? You want the story where I flew on a skateboard 8 feet and smashed my mouth? That's why it looks like this.
Ooh.
Or, you know what? Since your reaction was that, let's go with that. When I was at outdoor school down in Portland, when you're in middle school, you spend a week in an outdoor school and you're gone your whole class, blah, blah, blah. And you learn everything from how to, gut a squirrel to shooting a BB gun and all that stuff.
Gut a squirrel?
Oh, yeah. Dude, this outdoor school would not fly today, bro. They trapped the squirrel dog, hung it up by its legs, gutted that sucker, and just grabbed him by the tail and ripped it off like Silent Hill, dude. I was like, oh, my God. I was cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Because we grew up how we grew up. I was cool with it. The rest of the kids were just dumbfounded. They were like, oh, my God. Yeah, still not flying today. Anyway, while I was gone at this school, these tweakers had a Camaro engine on a cherry picker and broke the sidewalk in half when the engine snapped and hit the 4 squares of the sidewalk. We don't know this. So me and my buddy JD grabbed our skateboards and skadoosh. We are down the hill. This is down in Portland off Holgate, 42nd and Holgate. It's just straight downhill. And I knew those grass patches, man, like the back of my hand. I'm on my knees on my skateboard. I'm out front. I'm flying. Dude, we got to be doing like at least 25, 30 on these skateboards. And at the last minute, I see 4 squares of concrete just caved in. Couldn't even put a toe down the slide down, dude. And I hit this joint so hard, it snapped my front trucks in half.
Jesus.
I slid probably 6 to 8 feet, landed chin and mouth first, and then slid like another 2 to 3 feet. And with my parents being poor, of course, there was no dental work, and that is why my mouth looks like it is today. I broke my collarbone. It set back my lower jaw to where my tongue pushes on my teeth, and everybody's like, dude, you got a huge tongue. Yeah, my jaw's kind of kicked back. And but it made like my neck muscles in my lower jaw stronger. So like taking a dude, it'd be hard pressed to knock me out.
Okay.
I never have been type thing, that type of thing. But yeah, man, it separated my teeth and all that stuff. And then the cold piece about it is the only adults that were home was my neighbor Ruth. She's a nurse. Her husband was the size of Shaq, but was like an identical twin to Sinbad. It was hilarious.
Sinbad was kind of a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's big, but he was a midget compared to this dude. And so we go to Ruth, and I'm screaming and hollering. My face is hanging off and everything. And she's like, is there anything I should know? And you know how like you crack a joke when your buddies are messed up? There's a time you crack a joke and there's a time not to. And JD goes, he's got AIDS. And so
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Every time you play it today, I've just been dying. Because he said that to her. And it took me 35 minutes of deliberation through blood and teeth and jawbone that I do not have AIDS.
Oh, you had that
on my face. Yeah, and I'm like 11 years old, and it was just...
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Here's an oldie but a goodie. This happened in 2022. They say if you think hiking stinks, get a load of this. A woman was rescued by 2 fire crews after she fell headfirst into a vault toilet. While trying to retrieve her cell phone at a park on Olympic Peninsula. Woman was in her mid-30s or 40s, was using an outhouse at Mount Walker, which is a popular destination for hikers, when the accident occurred, according to the Brennan Fire Department. A vault toilet is a waterless, non-flush toilet, usually placed in an outdoor location like a campground, so named because the toilets store waste in an airtight vault underground. Now, after she dropped her phone in the toilet, the woman disassembled the seat and housing of the toilet in an attempt to reach it. She used a dog leash to try to fish it out before using it to support herself as she tried to grab the phone. But the attempt failed, and she slid into the toilet. Fortunately, after 20 minutes inside the vault, she was able to find and use her phone to call 911.
Well, there you go.
Crews from the fire department and rescue team reported to the scene and pulled her to safely. According to the fire department, the uninjured woman was washed down and given a Tyvek suit to wear. But she declined any further medical treatment and continued on her way. The patient, they said, was extremely fortunate not to be overcome by the toxic gases or sustain any injuries. Our question, what has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
I just, look, you could say, we're glad she didn't die. I don't know that you use the word extremely fortunate in any scenario where you went head first into an unflushable toilet. Yeah. I would just pick different words. Hello, Brendan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
How we doing, gentlemen?
Doing great, man.
Excellent. So my grandfather, he lives in Lake Havasu City. And growing up as a kid, we lived in Cali. My dad was stationed there. He was in the Navy. We would drive from Central California to Havasu. Anyways, on one of our trips back, my mom was super, super pregnant, and she insisted that we stopped at this random gas station in the middle of the desert. And we pull up, and I swear to you, I'm not crazy, it was raining thousands of beetles from the sky. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And my mom and her favorite ride at Disneyland, this is relevant, is the bathroom ride, insisted that we stopped here. So,
wait, what is the bathroom ride?
Hang on, hey, what's the bathroom ride?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
So I end up having to go too. So I go, and I walk into this bathroom, and it is a nightmare. There are beetles on the walls, they are on the ceiling, they are on the floor. It is like the scene from Daddy Daycare with the little kid being like, "Oh, I missed," but with beetles. It is horrifying.
Where do these beetles come from? They just get swept up in the wind and dumped somewhere?
I don't know. I don't know what they did with it. I don't know how they handled it. We got out of there as quickly as my mom would let us.
Okay. So what's the Disney ride? What's the bathroom ride?
The bathroom ride? Well, she has to pee all the time because, she was pregnant. You sneeze and you got to pee.
So every ride is a bathroom ride?
Gotcha. Okay. All right, I follow you.
Yeah, yes. Every other ride, we had to go to the bathroom ride. So that was just irrelevant. It was just a funny point that I was trying to make.
Why would anyone take you said extremely pregnant, so she had to be, 8.5, 9 months pregnant. Why would you take her to an amusement park?
Oh, no. I'm not saying we took her to Disney. No, I was just saying, like, whenever we would go to Disney, because we lived in Southern California, too, her favorite ride would be the bathroom ride, because we go on something that, I got to pee. Then she go on something else. I got to pee. So,
I got you. Okay. Right. Thought you were saying you took her pregnant ass to Disneyland.
I've never rode that bathroom ride.
Now, what is the bathroom ride at Disney?
Yeah. You can't drop that in there and then go, hang on, I'll get to it, and then be like,
and then
it's just a dumb joke.
There's something special about the bathrooms at Disney.
What?
There's got to be. There's something special about everything at Disneyland.
I've never been to Disney. I will tell you this, if you stay on property at Disney World, the force of which those toilets flush is awesome.
Okay, so you have been to a Disney World bathroom.
Yeah. I don't know about in the parks, but when you stay on property, like...
So you never used one in the park, but just on the property itself.
I'm sure I peed at the park, but I don't think I ever had to drop a deuce in the park. I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't remember. Have I pooped at... Mom, did I ever poop at Disney
Magical
World?
Kingdom.
Right.
Well, because we always stayed, on property.
Yeah.
So generally, like where we would stay, right, is my uncle's part of that vacation club.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we would stay in Old Key West, and we had, condos. So you could get all your stuff done and eat breakfast before you left the house.
See, I appreciate that, man. But you're right, Miles. I get the feeling if I walked into a public bathroom at Disney, somehow...
Something is...
I'll walk out in a good mood.
Yeah. What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
I will say I've been to a fair before, and nothing against children. It's just chaos in those bathrooms.
That sucks.
You got kids screaming.
It's they're fighting you, dude.
That's what I remember. I was trying, it was one of those days. It's Sunday afternoon. I really have to go number 2.
Yeah,
but the line is forever. It's by the animal, so it smells like S. And then just this one kid is arguing with his dad, and I just couldn't. I was like, I can't go in this environment. There's too much talking.
It sucks there, and it sucks at sporting events when there's kids. And my daughter was at an age where, and I don't know what the cutoff is exactly, but there's a point where. She's a little girl. I could take her to the men's bathroom with me.
Yeah.
Right? And she's like 2 years old or something like that. So I said, all right, listen. She does her business. She's in a stall like anything. I'm standing outside of the stall, but I got to pee, man. So I'm waiting for her. I pee real quick. And I said, okay, I'm going to wash my hands. Just wait for me over there. And then in the corner of my eye, I kind of she's not walking away, but I see her leaning towards something, right? And I look over, and she's about to put her mouth in the urinal because she thinks it's a water. She thinks it's a water fountain, right? And I mean, my hands are still wet, so I'm like, no, which freaks her out. She starts crying because I had a very adverse, response, and I'm like, babe, I'm not mad at you. I'm like, that is not a water. Well, no. First, I said, what are you doing? She said, well, they have the water fountains. I'm like, that is not a water fountain. But do not ever put your mouth there. Anyway, I think it was a Mariners game, but I walked back up. Sit down, look at my wife, and I said, from now on, you have to take her to the women's bathroom. She's like, oh, she doesn't. I said, no. She was about to get a drink out of the urinal. My wife's like, yes. Women's bathroom it is, man. Mouth open, about to tip her head under there. I'm like, oh, my God.
What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803.
I never thought about that, but you're right. There's no way you can make that mistake in a women's room.
I never thought about it. It doesn't cross your mind until you're in that moment, and then you think to yourself, I should have considered this. And the thing was, because a lot of them, they just keep running for whatever reason, but it's still at the handle. It wasn't push button. So to her, like, you pull the handle, water comes out. Oh, they get me a sip. Luckily, I caught that. Yeah, that was, it bugged me, man.
I just feel like if I saw a little kid going to it doesn't have to be, it could be anybody. So you're just like,
do not do that. Do not do that. Do not do that. Hello, Trevor. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So radio came out. My story is I work wastewater on our offsite facilities. So all your sewer flows downhill, and these stations pump it back uphill to keep flowing down to our main facility.
All right. Okay.
You still got me?
Yeah.
Cool. So several of our stations were built so long ago they do not have bathrooms, and I mistimed things. So do my work there, and I really got to go. So nearest station is 20 minutes away. So I run back to my truck, grab a roll of toilet paper, some gloves, and I run down into the wet well where the sewer flows in before it goes to our pumps. And I had to hold on to a railing and crap on a grate.
Okay, well, that's not the worst, I guess, right?
Was it runny enough that it went through the grate, or did you have to do some waffle stomping?
Oh, I had to hose it down afterwards.
Okay. That is kind of convenient, though. Where you pooped, it's kind of on its way.
Yeah, it is pretty convenient. We got the hoses. It's just, it's a dingy, dark place. You never really want to have anything exposed.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Yep.
But honestly, outside of the privacy of my own home, there's never anywhere where I'm like, I want to poop there. I can do it at work. I'm used to our bathrooms. You can kind of time it out.
Well, the problem is, if you're hiking or camping, and you got to poop over a log, you need to find the right size tree that has fallen. Because if you can't get your ass all the way off the backside of that thing while sitting on it, you're just going to poop right on your butt.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to have that ass sticking out the backside. So, I always found a lot of people would dig holes and just squat into it. For some reason, I could never do that. I was always afraid I was going to poop on my pants, even if they're pulled down.
You never just did the tree? I always did I would squat and then basically wrap my hands around a tree, not a huge one, but,
Well, that makes sense.
But then make sure you lean back so you're not pooping directly back into your own pants.
Yeah. I guess for camping.
But
but also you can, you could get a little foam ring on a bucket.
Sure.
Hiking, I don't know. I've never done more than a day hike.
You never had to poop?
Well, I usually would poop right before I would start it.
Right.
Or just, you got to make sure.
Yeah.
And at some of those bathrooms, if you're going through Greenwater to get into Rainier, National Park that way, man, one of those bathrooms, that's a park. That's an old ass bathroom.
I told you, man, I pooped next to the light rail tracks in Baltimore because that was better than going into the men's bathroom at the bar. And you can go in to pee, but every dude that went in that bathroom to pee, you took a real deep breath before you got there, and they'd run in. And the thing was, you wanted to finish peeing before you ran out of air because you didn't want to have to do it. Because it was so gross in there. And seriously, so all night, if you're sitting at the table by the entrance to the bathroom, you'd always hear, and someone went in.
Yeah.
I had to poop, and I'm like, there is absolutely no. It's one of those bathrooms that's so gross. As soon as you walked in, you broke out into a sweat. It wasn't even hot. You just feel like the air is sticking to you.
Yeah.
So I had to poop, and I was like, man, just use the bathroom. I said, there's no way I'm using this bathroom. I don't even like going in there to pee, man. So grabbed a handful of paper towels. The light rail tracks were basically right outside. Stepped over them, went down the hill, held onto a tree. It's the first time I figured out the tree holding method, and pooped. I didn't care. Never laughed at me. And a train went by and stopped at the light, by the way. That's the thing I remember most. And because it was nighttime, I know they couldn't see me because it was nighttime. But because it was nighttime, the lights on the train were on. And I could see everyone in that train. And that's like a 2-minute light. And I'm just like, and I'm done at this point. But I'm like, I don't want to move. Because if I move, people are going to see that in their periphery, wonder what I'm doing. And I haven't pulled up my pants yet. So either I'm masturbating or pooping. Right? Yeah. So finally that train left, came back in. And I remember everyone was laughing at me. Oh, it's so ridiculous. I said, would you take an S in that bathroom? And you have to ask yourself this question. No.
Yeah. I do a poop at Showbox. And it was a pack show. It was probably like 10 years ago. Right. And the Foo Fighters are playing Showbox. So you can imagine, if you could sell a ticket, they sold it. This is shoulder-to-shoulder people. I'm standing at the bar. I am waiting in line to get a beer. I've probably been standing there for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's packed. I finally get almost to the front of the line. There's 2 people in front of me, and it just hits me. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to go. So I side check people, man. I'm going down the steps. I'm trying to get to the bathroom. It is all the way behind the stage.
Yeah.
If you guys know where that bathroom is.
There is. I would have gone all the way downstairs.
I did not know about that, Ted. That bathroom is one of the worst bathrooms in Seattle, period. All right? There was water or urine all over the floor.
Uh-huh.
The doors barely even closed if they had stall doors on them. I think they had taken most of them down to encourage people either not to do drugs in there.
That is why.
Or whatever the deal is. Have sex, So the one stall that was open was a doorless stall. So I'm sitting there, and I mean, it's horrific. I look over, there's no toilet paper. All right? I realize that after I've already gone.
Yeah.
So now I've got to crawl, like crab crawl with my pants down around, I pulled them up to my knees, go over to the sink real quick, get some paper towels, walk back into the bathroom. Meanwhile, the Foo Fighters are on stage playing.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm listening. I'm literally right behind the drum kit where this bathroom is. I swear to God. I mean, you're right behind the stage in this bathroom. So, I'm like, this is incredible. This is unbelievable. This is just a very bizarre experience. So I clean myself up the best I can. I finally get back up there and get a beer, but I'm like, there's no worse place. There's no worse place to have to go. I'd rather be camping at the Gorge. I could find a place easier to go than doing that.
I felt bad. One of the last times, and it may have been that show, because it was a club, so it may have been the Showbox show. I don't know, but they're definitely known as being a high-energy band when you see them live, right? So as a bass player, my eyes are always glued to the bass player, right? If you play an instrument, the band comes on, for whatever reason, that's who you kind of lock onto. Check out their style, blah, blah, blah. And Dave Grohl's being Dave Grohl, and complete maniac on stage. Drummer's losing his mind, and for whatever reason, the bass player, he just became a shoegazer, as I call it, right? And typically, they play all that emo garbage. Just stir down their shoes, don't do anything. Whatever, let it go. And I've seen them before, so I know my man moves around. He kind of moves with the music. He's keeping the rhythm. And it just bugged me. So the next day, we're on the air. And I'm just like, dude, it was a good show, but I couldn't take my eyes off the bass player, and it made me mad. He wasn't doing anything. It's like he didn't even want to be there. I mean, it's like he wasn't even into the music. That kind of thing pisses me off, right? So I went on this big tirade. Someone sends me an email. They're like, look, man, I know him personally. The fact that he even played the show was a miracle. He was suffering from diarrhea.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Brother was
like
trying not to. Right.
Yeah.
I did not know that. And I said, so the way I perceived it is like, he didn't even care about the music he's playing. He's just out there getting paid. And they're like, no, he didn't jump because he didn't want to poop himself. And I'm like, my apologies. You're a fantastic bass player. I take it all back.
It's got to happen a decent amount in bands,
sure.
too.
I'm sure it does. It's just, but in a band like that, you can't help it. Like, Pearl Jam can get away with it. On occasion, they rock out, but for the most part, they're fairly stoic.
Well, they have enough. They also have enough people on stage. Where
that's what I mean.
Somebody can turn around. And
I don't know the Stone Gossard has to poop.
Hey, Stone, give me a minute, man. Just see what you can noodle through here. While
right. You wouldn't know.
I'll be right back.
That would be a high-pressure poop.
Cover my parts.
You got a stadium of like 70,000 people. It's just like, I got to go, dude.
It's like Reggie White running off the field.
I want to say, was it Axl Rose? I've heard like
but
2
Reggie
or 3
White,
bands.
At least that's a team. He's in the locker room.
But
he's
you're
in the locker room.
He's also the best player on the defense.
The guy.
I know, but I'm just saying he's used to that locker room. It's a home game.
Yeah, but he's still got to run off the field, take all his pants off.
He does, but you're not a band. Like that guy, if you're the guitar player in a band,
right.
You got somebody like just waiting. The game didn't stop. That's what I'm saying. Like a concert, if one of the main guys is like, I gotta go. Like if Lars has to poop,
Lars got to poop.
Metallica's just got to stop, and then that's a lot of pressure on Lars.
I think it's one of those things
Get it
where
done.
the word gets around, and it's like, Kirk, you're going to do a guitar solo here. I've heard that before. I want to say something with Kiss. Like somebody had to poop, and either the drum solo extended or the guitar solo extended, but they've already practiced this. So if it's a 3-minute solo, that's what they're going to play. Well, it ends up becoming like a 7-minute solo, so they're going through everything they can think of, because one of the guys, you're a 4-member band, and one of them, and you're wearing all that makeup and all that other crap, one of them dropping a heater.
Yeah.
You know, and they know what's going on, but you don't announce to the crowd, Paul Stanley, hey, everybody, Peter Chris is taking a dump, so we're going to, like, you just don't say it. And I want to say, I believe it was Axl Rose had one of those where the band did a jam session, and the audience thinks it's awesome, and the only reason it happens is because he's pooping. But you perceive it as the audience, like, damn, they did this cool jam. It's like, nah, bro, you had diarrhea. That's why this happened.
Go.
Yeah.
Our question, what has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Don't have full mobility of the arm even after all the physical therapy and stuff, but it's fine. I've gotten used to it.
Did you buy another bike?
No, so actually that bike ended up sliding about 100 yards, and all it did was broke a cover on the crankcase.
That's it?
And cost me $120. Well, it busted up some fairings, but they probably could have been replaced. It was a used bike, so it cost me $120. I put it back on myself and got back on that bad boy. Rode it for probably a year, and at some point just kind of decided, I think I'm gonna stick to my cage, and sold the bike for super cheap.
What about your moving career? Was that the end of that?
No, so I got put in the office for probably about a year. It was actually that day I had just started doing on-site estimates, and I only had a couple, which is why kind of had an early day that day. And since then I actually moved up in the company, became the ops manager, and the owner of my company, I actually just opened a new moving company about a year ago. So that's what we're working on now.
Awesome.
Damn.
Awesome. And you have no idea why you laid that bike down?
No. I asked my buddy. He was in front of me, and he said he looked in the mirror, and he said he just saw me falling over. After inspection of the bike, we realized that the back brake pads were pretty worn down and probably could have been replaced. He seems to think maybe I put my foot on the rear brake by accident and just kind of slid out and kind of just tipped it over and just slid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good times.
I know. The good story about that bike, too, is I know the first guy that bought it brand new, and then the company I worked at, 4 other guys had owned that bike, and every single one of them wrecked it. Every single one of them broke a bone.
What kind of bike was it?
It was a 2004 Suzuki Gixxer 750.
Dude, it sounds like the plot of a movie. Jesus. Dead Man's Bike.
In honor of Chuck Norris, how did you break the bones you broke? 206-803-ROCK.
Don't ride that bike, bro.
Yeah, sir. It sounds like a horror movie. Hello, Robert. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Oh, man. So I've only ever broken one bone in my entire life, but that bone just happened to be my entire face.
Oh.
When I was 11 years old, I lived out in the country. Me and my brother had a 4-wheeler, and our driveway had pretty steep sides, so you could jump back and forth across the driveway like a really good jump. Well, the first jump I ever took with my brother, he's 8 years older than me. He's like, "Hey, come sit in the front seat or sit, between my legs, and I'll drive, and you just hold on while I jump." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we jump the road, and as soon as we land, luckily I've got a big old smile on my face, but as soon as we land, my face just comes straight down into the center, keypad area where you turn the thing on and off, and just slams right into it. The key goes into my mouth, but I have my mouth open, so I don't knock out any teeth. But I fracture, like, everything in my face, my cheeks, my forehead, my jaw. I swear it took probably a year before I could even smile again without it hurting.
What do you?
what do they do? Because they can't just put like a cast on your head. So how do they fix that?
Oh man, there were so many. I was 11 years old, so it's hard to remember. But I do remember there were so many painkillers. Yeah, there's really no way. It's like a toe. You can't really set it. You just kind of got to let it heal. They told me, they slightly. I think they did something with my jaw where they kind of wired it for a while, so I couldn't open and close my jaw for a few months. It was crazy.
Can
I don't advise ever breaking it.
If I looked at you now, would I know that your face suffered some trauma when you were younger?
No. You just think it suffered trauma anyway.
Yeah. Well, as far as accidents go, the number one cause of death in West Virginia from accidents is hitting a deer and then crashing your car.
That makes sense.
Number 2 is four-wheelers.
So four-wheelers.
Four-wheelers.
Didn't you grow up with a girl or something like that? It was on a three-wheeler, though?
Yeah, three-wheelers are much more dangerous because the handlebars could turn if the wheel got,
I don't think they even make those.
I don't think they do.
It was,
but didn't you, take the handlebar through the eye?
Through the eye socket.
God!
Yeah, she was gone from school for a couple years.
Oh, she survived?
Yes. And then another buddy, Mickey Gaspar, he passed on.
Three-wheeler?
Four-wheeler.
For
the
him.
fiddle player from Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
Is that
saxophone?
How did he die?
No,
or saxophone. Saxophone
player.
Sorry, fiddle player.
Ozzy Osbourne almost died.
Yeah, I remember that. Jesus.
In honor of Chuck Norris, how did you break the bones you broke? 206-803-ROCK.
In theory, it seems like it should be safer.
I think they are safer than a three-wheeler, without a doubt. But sometimes I think when you tell people it's so much safer, you get a little more reckless.
Yeah.
Now they're all in cages and those Polaris and all those bigger ones with, the seat belts and turn signals, things like that, so they're kind of road ready.
Hello, Zach. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. So how did you break bones?
So, I just recently discovered about 3 months ago that I have had a broken L4 vertebrae since 2012.
Do you know what you did to break it?
I did. So I was in the military and deployed, and I was artillery, so lifting about roughly 100-pound rounds to load them into said tube. And at one point or another during the deployment, we had what we call fire missions, is when you fire off the artillery rounds. And it was 52 rounds that we were trying to fire essentially as fast as we could. And I was the guy who loads it. So right around round number 47, 48, right around there, I hear a crack, not like a knuckle like you pop your fingers, but like a deafening crack in my back. And it hurt, but I just kind of kept going. Adrenaline probably.
Sure.
And since then, my lower back has been sore. I served for 11 years, and it was still kind of it's always bothered me, but it was a lot of stretch, take ibuprofen, take some Tylenol, you'll be fine. It's just a part of the job.
What about what about taking a run in the morning? If you got to go 5 miles, whatever, could you do it?
I would. Yep. When I got back from deployment, I was still active duty for a few more years. I think the longest run we had at one point was 11 miles, and the longest ruck march where you're wearing all your kit, you got the backpack with everything. We did 25 miles, and it was always sore, and it's just and I'm a bigger dude. I've called him before, but I'm 6'7", so it's one of those things where you're lower back's just sore, you're bigger, you got to bend over more to pick shit.
Hang on, you know what we got to do. Hang on.
Once again, bedroom callers, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
Yeah, you know what you did there.
So can they?
I tried to catch it before the valve.
Yeah. Can they fix that?
So actually, I have an appointment on Tuesday of this upcoming week to see a neurosurgeon for my spine. But my primary care doctor, because since I've gotten out and I use VA healthcare, my doctor was like, "We're going to get your lower back checked out since it's as stiff as it is." Turns out I have an impact fracture on my L4, so it's about 40% smaller than it should be.
Jeez, I gotta ask, how big are the rounds? What were you firing?
So they're 155 millimeter, And the lightest round that we fire is 98 pounds, but once you put the fuse on top of it, the lightest fuse we have is like a little over 3 pounds, so it pushes it above the 100-pound mark.
Okay. And how big of an explosion does that thing make?
I've never seen one in person, thank the Lord. But with that being said, we were told anything within 15 meters of what, like, the point that it lands at is pretty much like mystified.
That is 48 feet roughly.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. Damn.
In honor of Chuck Norris, how did you break the bone that you broke? 206-803-ROCK.
That thing's big.
Hello.
I had to look it up. Damn.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hola. Positive Friday.
All right. So when I was 5 years old, I cracked my skull and bit through my bottom lip going down this huge hill by our house in Hoquiam, Washington.
I'm assuming you're on a bike?
No. So back in the day, kids had these big wheel toys. You know, they were like plastic with a giant wheel in the front.
I remember
and
those.
wheels in the back.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. So I decided to go down this huge hill that we live next to on one of those. However, me being a bright, intelligent 5-year-old child, I'm like, I don't want to get hit by a car. I'm going to take the sidewalk.
Okay.
Lo and behold, at the bottom of the hill at the sidewalk, I completely forgot that the sidewalk goes from normal to 2 feet up.
Oh.
I hit that at full speed, flipped through the air, landed on my skull, blew a chunk open, and bit through my lip. And surprisingly, I got up, drug the big wheel home, walked into my house like nothing was going on, and my mom freaked out and took me to the hospital then.
Yeah. You're probably slightly concussed.
Yeah.
How damaged was your big wheel?
There was one side of it was completely flat.
Yeah. It had a break.
I mean,
that's what you want to call it.
Man, that thing was not a brake.
And a storage thing in the back of the seat, brake right beside it, rip that thing, man, I would go sideways.
And it did nothing.
Oh, it did for me, man.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'd tear that thing down. I'd wrap it sideways around the turns and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I was big on the big wheel.
We had like a
feet off the pedal to let it roll.
Mm-hmm.
Like our backyard was mostly like dirt. There was like a couple trees, and then we had like a deck, and then we had like a patio, right?
Okay.
But the patio wasn't like the full yard.
All right.
So it dropped down probably like a foot or two. But in the fall, we would, another reason to rake leaves, and we would just pile them up down there and just race those as hard as you could, just into the leaves.
Into the pile.
Yeah, crash into them. Kind of amazed we never got hurt.
KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle. Always live on the free Odyssey app. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK from the Pinky's Plumbing Studio. You're in the men's room.
Your guess is as good as mine. Coming up, our categories: the 10 states that travelers go to the least, and America's favorite sodas. We'll play Your Guess is as good as mine after emails on our question: what has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK. Couple of the comments that have come in. Having diarrhea in a nightclub. Everyone was lining up to do coke, and I was stuck in the only stall in the bathroom for quite some time. What else?
I will say, what was it, last summer, right? I was in Vegas to go see Dead & Company.
All right.
So we were hanging out at a very fancy hotel during the day at the pool. And, like, I went to pee, and the line was massive, right? And I get it. I could be a shy peer. And then somebody was like, you just peeing? I was like, yeah. They were like, go ahead, dude. So I walk out, and I get back to, like, the pool, and I'm like, you won't believe it. Everybody here is shyer than I am. Urinals are wide open. And somebody just looked at me like, you're at a pool in Vegas, man. They're not pooping in those stalls.
Yeah.
That's why they're taking so long.
There's zero poop in those stalls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's why all of the urinals are free.
Right. I'm just like, they're not even trying to hide it.
Got locked in one of those cement block metal door bathrooms in a national park in California when the lock broke early morning. No one is around, no cell service, nothing. Luckily, I carry a small pocket knife that enabled me to disassemble the lock and open the door. Damn. Here's another. Teenager working at the movies. I was told by my manager there was a situation in the ladies' bathroom, and since I was a lady, the situation was on me. It was a larger woman. She was stuck on the toilet and needed assistance because she could not stand up. I dealt with it as best as I could, trying to just be very professional and mature. But the smells. She did not wipe. I had to flush the toilet after she left. I once dropped my phone in the toilet at the Red Robin after pooping in it. It slipped through my fingers between my legs and went in. I got it out with my bare hand. Disgusting.
But at least it's your poop.
Yes. God, this is something here. I was sitting in a stall taking a dump at the gym. The guy in the stall next to me says, "So what's up?" I said, "Not much." He said, "What are you going to do today?" I said, "I don't know, man. Probably just finish my workout, go home, eat, take a nap." He says, "Hold on, let me call you back for a second."
Oh, damn. No. Come on.
Stopped at a rest stop outside of D.C. I never made it to the bathroom. Apparently, I walked up on a drug deal gone wrong inside. 2 guys, guns out, at the toilet. They chased the guy out with a grocery bag in his hand. I ducked behind a tree and ran back to my car when they were gone. And let's see here, one more. My uncle always told the story about his coworker. They worked on a construction crew. Stopped at a fast food restaurant. He needed to go, but the toilets were out of order. So he pooped in the urinal. Our question, what has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
A couple of quick YouTube comments. As far as the proper way to pee when you're hiking or outdoors, right? I said, hey, man, just grab the trunk of the tree, lean back. Miles, you're like, find the right size, fallen tree, so you can sit back. Guy here says, dig a hole next to the tree. Then put your back up against the tree and go right into the hole. That is the best way for the outdoor poop. Not a bad call. Makes sense, right? Lean your back against the tree.
All right.
Then as far as an uncomfortable bathroom experience, I'm happy to say I've never had this, but they say, I caught someone taking pictures or video of me while I was using the bathroom stall at a Buffalo Wild Wings. Got a glimpse of the shoes, tried to find them, but they were gone. Hope they like what they saw.
B-dubs.
B-dubs, yeah, man.
I will say this. A couple years ago, I was driving down to Portland, right?
Okay.
I don't know where we were. We stopped at this, like truck stop.
Yeah.
To their credit, the bathrooms were immaculate.
I remember you bringing that up.
But when I got in there, there was a guy in there that seemed a little strange, right? He was just like really taking his time washing his hands, but I got to poop. No worries. Right. And then when I got out of there, he was back up washing his hands. And I was like, why didn't he leave? And I swear to God, when I walked out, he walked back into my stall.
To your stall?
Correct. So my buddy was like, well, maybe he's just got bad diarrhea. And I was like, well, right, but his stall that he was in was still open.
You think he's a seat sniffer?
Well, that was the other thing. I said, I don't care what your fetish is. I mean, I tore that thing up. Like, he's got a rude awakening coming his way. I hope you learn a lesson, you creepy.
What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
You know what it's like when you got a 3-day weekend, you're going to leave on Friday morning. I still went out Thursday night.
That's still weird, man.
It's so weird. It creeped me out.
And even if he's not sniffing the seat, the one thing I don't want to do in a public bathroom, sometimes you can't avoid it, but when you sit on a seat and it's already body temperature, you're like, someone was just
He watched me walk out of that stall.
Oh, then he's sniffing the seat.
That's what I'm saying. That's what made it so weird. I could understand if some other dude just walked in like, I feel bad for that poor bastard.
You know what you should have done? You should have walked out, counted to like 2 minutes, push the door back open to I caught you, son of a bitch.
Creep.
Hello, Brock. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
All right, so I'm a pretty regular guy. When I get up in the morning, I'll, do my business. And then usually at home after work, when I usually get home, I'm usually home around 7 or so at night. So I had been out of work for like a year. And so my schedule kind of got screwed up as far as my pooping schedule. And I'd just gone back to work, and it was like my first week back. And my drive home is like an hour and a half. So it's a ways, to get home. And I'm like halfway home. I'm just past Everett, and all of a sudden it hits me that, oh my God, I gotta go. This is not good. So I'm going in my mind like, okay, where's a gas station? Where's like a McDonald's, or where am I going to be able to pull over and go to the bathroom? And I'm getting to a point where I can't think of any place, and I don't think I'm going to make it. So I'm just going to have to pull over and do it on the side of I-5. And so I'm right near Marine View Drive, trying to get over to the right lane, getting over. And right as I'm pulling off the freeway onto the shoulder on the freeway, it just starts going, and it doesn't stop. It's to a point where I got underwear on, they're kind of tidy whities, but they're the boxer type.
Yeah.
It's filling my pants up, and it's lifting me off the seat. It's filling up so much to where I'm like, oh my God, there's just a layer in between my, me and the seat. And so I jump out of the car, and I still have to go. I'm not finished yet. So open my two doors, pull down my pants. As I'm pulling it down, it was like the poop was like a milkshake. So it was when I went to go finish, it's just dripping down into my shoes and on my pants and on my underwear, and it's like, oh my God. So I finish, and then I don't have anything to wipe up with. Luckily, I look in my back seat, and I had a thing of Goodwill clothes that I was returning, and so I grabbed some Goodwill clothes and kind of wipe myself down, but I still got to get my pants off and stuff, and I got work boots on. So just the whole freaking thing, trying to get all that off and then clean myself up. I always carry an extra pair of underwear in my car, so at least I threw my underwear on and was able to get home. But I left pretty much everything on the side of the road, except for my work pants. I had to bring those home, but yeah.
Adopt a highway, everyone.
That's right.
Adopt a highway.
What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, Mark.
Hello.
Hey. Hola.
Hola.
Hello?
Yeah, we got you, man.
Hola.
First time using the phone?
So I'm in the car, that's all.
All right.
So it's my sister's birthday on Sunday. I stayed at my parents' Saturday. I didn't go either of those days. I had to get into work, and we had a huge meal for her thing. My mom does it up like crazy every time. I get to work, and I get this sharp pain in my stomach, right? And I pass I work in a hospital, mind you. I pass the first bathroom, locked. Second bathroom, locked. I start passing people I know. They start talking to me, and at this point, I'm doing the slow walk.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get by them and be like, yo, all right, yeah, I'm good, whatever. I finally get to the last one. Right as I open the door, it's a single, thank God. Right as I open the door, I pull down my pants, go all over the wall.
Oh, man.
All over the trash can. And this trash can is not like one that is attached to the wall, so it'd be even harder to clean. It's like one of those kitchen ones, all over the floor. I barely get some in the toilet. Man, it was a nightmare. And I felt so bad because I know the guy who cleans it, and I never told him.
What? So you let someone else discover it, so they had to tell them?
Dude, I was almost late to work because of it. So, I kind of just ditched out and let it ride. I couldn't. I didn't have time to even tell anyone.
Okay, now let's say you did have time. Would you have?
Yeah.
See, I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't have. Well, let me rephrase that. I know that Ted's the guy who's got to clean the bathrooms. What I would say is, Ted, I was going to use this bathroom, but some ridiculous, nasty-ass mofo did all this. I would never cop to it myself, but I would have at least alerted them and acted equally as disgusting. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what's wrong with people, but look at that. Jesus.
Yeah, man. I felt so bad. So, and I've had to report stuff like that later, someone else, this bathroom needs attention, but I was just also kind of new at the job, so I was really embarrassed, So,
well, yeah, brother, I've been there for 21 years. if I pooped all over the walls and the trash can, I would be very embarrassed.
Yeah.
To still walk up and say, hey, man, I know you know me well. I pooped everywhere except the toilet. I'm sorry.
Eventually, a couple weeks later, I told my coworkers, and now they just clown on me for it all the time. So,
Well,
yeah. I mean,
it's
that's
not like you meant to do
inevitable.
it.
No.
What has been the most unique experience you've had while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Yeah, hello.
Hola.
Hola. Hey, the first thing that came to mind, I owned a restaurant for several years, and a lot of bathroom stories I could tell you. But the one that just made me laugh as soon as you guys started talking about this is I had somebody come and get me. I was down there working in the restaurant, and they said there was an issue in the men's bathroom. So I went in there, and somebody had sat down on the lid and did their business. So there was So visualize sitting down into like plaster Paris and casting everything on your lower body. It was.
Well, you know what, man? It probably wasn't the hardest cleanup.
No, I didn't clean it up, but I had somebody for that, luckily, with a stronger stomach than mine. But lots of terrible things happened in that bathroom over the years. So
is it all
anyway,
poop related? I mean, it just anytime I hear there's an incident, and it can be a male or female bathroom, like we know what it is. We know what the incident is. If you're not calling the cops and you're saying there's an incident, it's like poop alert.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Well, it's not even that. It's because we served alcohol in our establishment, so there was vomitose incidents. They'd get to the door and throw up all over the door. You know, I mean, it just it wasn't the highlight of my career.
Yeah.
So.
Public bathrooms, man. I did. Just the idea of being in charge of one, having to clean one, knowing the situation of what could happen in there, I think would be, especially
Sometimes
in a
it just
restaurant.
depends on the clientele, too. Right? Like, college bars are always going to have worse bathrooms.
Sure.
Right? There's nothing you can do, right? People in their 20s, I did it, other people did it. Like,
of course.
I'm not explaining it like you're just an idiot. Right? Now, poop on the walls, like, you got to go out of your way.
I mean, but I think, no, you're right, your clientele.
And then vomit, like, any bar, you serve, like, somebody's going to drink too much and puke. Yeah. But also, sometimes just a mixture of food or booze.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Somebody. I've seen people walk into a bar for a first drink and just be like, "That's not sitting right."
Right, and they got to puke. And you're right. Like a college bar, you know what you're getting into all the time. But I'm telling you, could have, I don't know, the most exclusive club in New York City. It's going to happen four times a year because the truth is, if someone is using a public bathroom for anything other than peeing, they're in bad shape. You know what I mean? And it does not matter where I am. If I got to poop, if I think I can hold it, I'm going to hold it. I'm not going to use your bathroom. If I am using your bathroom to poop, I've really got, and that means I'm like on the brink.
And generally, when you get to that point, that is not a normal bowel movement.
No, it's not.
Right?
Because you've been putting it off, man.
Right. It's coming out in a form you don't want.
What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Oh, I hate doing it to my own toilet.
That's what I mean. And even then, but at least I'm home. Boy, I made a mess yesterday. I was like, wow, sorry, toilet.
That's what I'm saying. Even if you have one of those bad nights at your own toilet, you're like, oh, God, this is gross.
Yeah, it's terrible. Hello, Tim. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
You want to hear this story?
Sure.
So I love cooking, and I'm not great at like looking up a recipe. I tend to make things just feeling like I know what goes in it. So I made a weird chili, and it had pork in it. It had a bunch of different spices and flavors, and I added lentils to it as well. And it tasted good, but it confused my stomach. So I went to work, and I had used it's more of a private bathroom. It's available to the public, but sure. I went and functionally destroyed it. And I flushed and I sprayed and I had a lighter and I tried to make it better, but I came out and I went to go tell my friend who was working, And as I went to tell him, the general manager and assistant manager walked over to go use this private bathroom rather than the more publicly available one. And I panicked and immediately walked out. And the general manager walked in. When she came out, she just had supposedly a really disgusted face on. And he immediately threw me under the bus and said, no, that was him. 6 hours later, my friend went to use the bathroom, and he called me, and he said, what did you do? It's still just permeating this whole area. I gave him some of the chili too, and he rode with a friend the next day, and he farted the whole time in the car, and it almost made both of them sick.
Look, man, I'm just going to throw it out there. I believe you're a good cook, but as far as not combining things, lentils in your chili is a step too far.
Yes, it is.
Hey, just the term itself, weird chili.
Weird chili. Yeah.
Bad.
What has been your most unique experience while using the bathroom? 206-803-ROCK.
Guys will come over for weird chili.
It's weird chili night.
That sounds awful already.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
What's in it? No idea.
Hola.
So years ago, to supplement my free hours after my normal job, I used to drive Uber. And I had just gotten over being really bad sick, like flu-type sick. And I still had a couple days off of work, so I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go drive Uber all day, try to get some money rolling in from being out sick. And so at the time, Uber doesn't tell you where you're going. It just says, hey, you got to pick up here. This is how much you're going to make. Accept or decline. So I had to go to the bathroom really bad, and I had been driving around Auburn all night, and it's been short trips. So I figure, okay, well, this next one's probably going to be a short trip. I'll go after. Well, it turns out being a ride from Buckley to the airport. And
good money.
I go out here. What's that?
Good money.
Oh, yeah, great money. Up until it wasn't in this particular ride. So I pick her up. We're on our way to the airport. Traffic is moderately heavy, and I'm just like, I'm clinching. Like, I got to get this ride done. Well, it feels like a fart. So I was like, well, maybe I can just, slide it out nice and slow. She'll never know, So I kind of lean over on one cheek a little bit, like I'm adjusting myself, and I start letting it out, and it's like, okay, it's just a fart. We're good. And then come to find out the fart was the first one to the party. And I just completely unloaded.
Oh, no.
Very, very juicy, chunky soup.
Was it loud?
And it wasn't loud, but it was running down my leg. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to finish this ride. And then the smell started. And I was like, oh, God. So I looked back at her, and I'm like, I'm really sorry, ma'am. But, I just got done being sick. I wasn't expecting this to happen. And she was very understanding. And I took her, dropped her off, went home and cleaned up. And then I checked my review the next day, and she gave me a 5-star review.
All right. Yeah. There you go.
Told me I was a wonderful driver, but she didn't like my air freshener.
Is that what she
said?
That was that.
Okay. Well, at least she had a sense of
Did you
humor.
complete the ride? I missed that part.
He did.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you got to get to the airport.
I let them apologize. Like, hey, man, I'm sorry.
Your guess is as good as mine. Coming up our categories today, the 10 states that travelers go to the least, and America's favorite sodas. And we've got your emails coming up next to the men's room at KISW.com.
The original Tom Cruise? King Kong did all of his own stunts too. But first, expect a lot of feel-good stories over the next few days.
And why is that?
Well, Felix, this week our city is celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week. Current and former students are sending letters to or making videos for that one teacher that had a positive impact on them.
Oh, that is sweet.
It truly is, and I'm participating myself.
In Teacher Appreciation Week?
Yes, I am. I've had many teachers that I'd like to thank for helping me through the years, but Miss Blankenship, my 9th grade current events teacher, is the one I need to reach out to.
Miss Blankenship?
Yes, Miss Blankenship. My freshman year of high school, I took her current events class.
Signing of the Magna Carta.
What?
Current events when you were a freshman.
Felix! As I was saying, Miss Blankenship taught current events, and that's when my love of journalism really started budding. I knew I wanted to convey what was happening in the world to the public, and Miss Blankenship really encouraged me to pursue it. She even got me a job on our high school newsletter, my first job in journalism.
So that's where all this started for you?
Indeed. So, Miss Blankenship, if you are watching, thank you for your encouragement. What about you, Felix?
What about me?
Well, as it is Teacher Appreciation Week, is there a teacher out there you want to thank for something valuable that they taught you?
Okay, I guess I would thank Miss Topanga.
Miss Topanga? What school did she teach at?
What? No, Miss Topanga wasn't a school teacher, Playboy. Miss Topanga taught me the ins and outs of the female anatomy and the language of love.
What?
Miss Topanga, man, she wasn't a school teacher. She was this lady with 7 fingers on each hand. Game changer, Playboy.
Oh, my Lord, Felix.
That's what Miss Topanga said. More than once. You know what I'm saying, Playboy?
Unfortunately, yes. I do know what you're saying. She had 7 fingers on each hand?
And 2 tongues.
She had 2 tongues in her mouth?
I never said they were in her mouth, Stone. I just said that she had 2 tongues.
In her mouth?
No.
She had 7 fingers on each hand and 2 tongues, but neither tongue was in her mouth.
Nor were her 7-fingered hands at the end of her arms. Her anatomy was complicated.
Where were her hands?
All over my body if I played my cards right. You know what I'm saying.
Stop asking me if I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And Felix, Miss Topanga doesn't even sound human.
Miss Topanga didn't really look human, Playboy, but she was a sensual little mutant.
Why can't anything just be normal with you?
Me? I'm not the one with 14 fingers and 2 tongues, man. That was Miss Topanga.
No, I understand that, Felix. What I'm saying is that even during Teacher Appreciation Week, you can't just appreciate a teacher.
She was a teacher, Stone, just not in a school.
School teachers are the teachers we're talking about during Teacher Appreciation Week.
Why can't it be Miss Topanga? Why she got to teach at a school? Or Mr. Frigg. Mr. Frigg taught me Pig Latin. Wasn't in a school, but now I know a foreign language.
Pig Latin is not a foreign language, Felix.
Is hey, hate, ose?
What?
Exactly. There was also Old Man Griff, taught me origami.
And origami comes in handy when?
When entertaining children, or picking up ladies at the local origami club.
The origami club? Felix, are there any teachers that you'd like to thank for Teacher Appreciation Week?
Mr.
School teachers!
Nah.
Okay, well, for everyone else, if there's a teacher, a school teacher, that you'd like to thank, let us know and we will get them the message. We'll be back next hour.
Over the last 50 years, the Seahawks have much better players individually than the Patriots. Not that the Patriots did not play well as a team, not that they did not have Tom Brady and Coach Belichick, but for the most part, there are some standout guys, but just not as many as you think.
Okay.
It's kind of shocking. Like, you can go like, all right, well, there's the quarterback, there's...
But when you bring up the Patriots in their heyday, it's the coach and the quarterback. Not that, and right, they had the tight ends and all that, but... When people bring up the Seahawks, it's never one player. You bring up Legion of Boom, it's like several people contributed to this, right?
Exactly.
Offensive line, several guys contributed. It's never just one person, with the exception of our boy Marshawn.
Right. And there's a bunch of players that are not on that list that I could not believe. Like even like a Randy Moss. I guess he was considered more of a Viking.
Well, he only played there for like a season, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? Just one?
I think it was one. Maybe two, but I think it was just one.
Yeah, because he didn't win a Super Bowl. They went to one, but I think he's on that team with the team that loses to the Giants first.
Believe it or not, they do not have an elite receiver on that list.
They didn't need to.
They never have had one. They really have never had. They might have had one guy for a year or two. I mean, like, they had Deion Branch for a couple of years. So did the Seahawks. I mean, but there's really not a number. There's not a lot of big players on the list.
Welker and...
You had Welker, and you had, who's big boy?
Julian Edelman.
Or Edelman, too. Like, they're good receivers, but they never put up, like, crazy stats.
Because they weren't stretching the field. They got you first downs, right? They just kept the ball in play. That's basically it.
Gronk's probably the best offensive player. Outside of Tom Brady.
Correct.
Outside of Tom Brady, yes.
Without question. Your guess is as good as mine. A Super Bowl matchup coming up at 4:30 on the program. And today our question, what's the story that you will always tell about your pet? 206-803-ROCK. We go to, where do we go to? We go to Michigan. Michigan State Police just safely returned a loose miniature donkey to her farm in Oakland County.
How big is a miniature donkey?
A miniature donkey? I don't know. Probably the same size as a miniature horse. I mean, donkeys are smaller than horses.
But donkeys are already smaller than horses. So I feel like a miniature donkey.
Is that like a dog?
Miniature donkey.
And it does relate to the country music world. The donkey's name is Dolly Parton. But apparently, Dolly the donkey was in the mood for a late-night escape. That's when troopers were called in to help. Now, here's what the police said about the incident. Last night, troopers were dispatched to a home in Holly Township where Dolly Parton, no, not that Dolly Parton, Dolly the miniature donkey, had taken advantage of an open gate to her pasture. Troopers found Donkey Dolly strolling along a roadway and returned her home safely. Her owner said she escaped with another donkey named Henry.
Oh, Henry.
You throw Henry in there like it's his fault.
Well, Henry wandered back on his own an hour later.
Yeah, Henry just wanted to get out for a hot minute.
Yeah, he went. He went out, checked stuff out, and came home. But Dolly needed a police escort to figure out how to get back.
How tall do you think an average miniature?
2.5 to 3 feet.
Very good, Miles. So miniature donkeys, they are small equines, typically measuring between 26 and 36 inches tall. Just so you know, maximum height. If you got a donkey and it's 36 and a half inches tall, not a miniature donkey. Must be 36 inches or less. Now, that little tiny-ass Gary Coleman-style donkey, how much do you think that bad boy weighs on average?
Oh, 70 pounds, 65 pounds.
200 to 400 pounds.
So they're thick.
They're 3 feet tall and weigh up to 400 pounds, but they, they say as little as 150, but they average 250 to 300 pounds.
I think if I,
Damn.
Honestly, I think if I had any farm or acreage or anything like that,
I'd have a donkey in a heartbeat.
I would. That would probably be the first animal that I would get.
I would say before I get anything, I'd have my dog. But other than that, I'm getting a donkey, man. I'm telling you, Pokey ruined me, and I'm telling you, you make friends with that donkey, you and that donkey are tight.
Mm-hmm. I just want something that's going to eat all the grass, graze along, do the thing.
Would you get goats?
Maybe, depending on how they acted toward the donkey.
Goats are bastards. I truly believe that, right? Like roosters are bastards by their nature. I feel like goats are bastards too.
It depends on what kind of goat you get. If you get real goats with horns, 100% bastard.
Yeah, because they got horns.
Right, and they'll try to like headbutt you all the time.
Didn't Taryn have a goat that tried to like mess you up all the time or something?
Yeah, it sucked.
Whatever happened to Taryn's goats?
I don't know why she got rid of the last two, but that one that had the real horns was a complete pain in the butt. But he was always headbutting people. So I think finally when she was... either she was pregnant or they have a kid. They were like, maybe we shouldn't have the head button jackass around.
I think that's child-proofing your home at that point.
What was the donkey's name?
It was something nice.
Was it like Doug or something?
No. It was like Boo Boo or something. Something kind of...
KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Your guess is as good as mine. Count of our categories today. The 10 states that travelers go to the least and America's favorite sodas. But first, time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And as far as your most unique experience while using the bathroom, guys, a few years ago, took a huge dose of mushrooms. When the nausea hit, I ran to the bathroom to throw up. I had forgotten I recently broke 3 ribs a week before, and while throwing up, it was so violent, those 3 ribs broke again in other places.
Jeez.
Pain and colors were beyond expectations. Guys, last place I've had flooding issues. One day I went to do laundry, smelled something, and when I checked the other side of the basement, raw sewage everywhere, coming from the toilets and the shower, and it all backed up. Hunting with 2 buddies, we were walking down a gated road to access our hunting spots. Suddenly, all the beer from the night before hit me. So I got ahead of them, veered off the road to look for a good spot to unleash the demons. I went considerably far off the road, but panicked when I couldn't find a good spot. Well, eventually I found a good log to hang my ass over. I didn't know the road made a couple curves and was right behind me. My brother and his friend walked around the corner, only to see my hairy ass painting the snow brown. Guys, back in the day when I was in the Coast Guard, patrolling with a 2-engine small boat in the local area, one of our crew members was prairie dogging it and couldn't hold it any longer. So he ripped his gear off, went to the back deck, lowered his Mustang survival suit and bottoms, put each cheek on each outboard, and let it go. He was cleaning up, pulling up his pants, zipping up his Mustang, flipping the hood up, and then splat. We were like, no, you did not do that in your hood. He essed in it. Oh. Then to take a very cold bath and ride back to the base. Guys, love the show. As I traveled from London to Seattle, I was using the smaller bathroom between the different cabin classes. And as I was just pulling my pants up to the plane, the plane hit turbulence. And I fell against the door, and it came open. Oh. I fell out with my pants halfway down. I quickly went back into the bathroom, got myself together, and went back to my seat. It was so embarrassing, I did not want to leave the seat for the rest of the trip. No. Again, that's a flight from London to Seattle.
That is awesome.
All of those.
Imagine falling out of that door.
In between the cabins, man.
My unique bathroom experience just happened last week when I installed a bidet. Game changer. Highly recommended that from Pangea Joe. I did the same thing. Hey, if we could now, let's get a contestant online for your guess is as good as mine, 206-803-ROCK.
The plane is the one place that's acceptable with turbulence. Like that guy falling out kind of half naked.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you did it at a porta potty at a concert,
yeah, that'd be worse.
Or just right, if we're watching at third quarter of a Seahawks game and some dude falls out half naked, I'm like, what the hell?
But I feel like at least at a concert, right? We're at the Gorge, for whatever reason, you fall out with your pants down. When I go back into the crowd to watch the show, there's no guarantees that everyone around me knows it happened. On a plane, it's like the guy in 15C. Right, that's him right there.
Guys, having a very busy day at work, running on about a pot and a half of coffee. Ran to the bathroom in between phone calls. While standing at the urinal, I sneezed and essed myself. Now, there's a classic story of Dimebag Darrell taking a crap in a 5-gallon bucket on stage while ripping one of his solos. LOL.
Damn. During a solo, man, that's getting it done.
Never heard that one.
There's another question.
What's that?
What's the most productive you've ever been on the toilet?
I mean, maybe scroll through the phone. Actually, my parents called me yesterday for my birthday. I was taking a dump. So I waited, called her back like 5 minutes later. Mom's like, oh, we just called you. I said, I know. And as I said, I was seeing a man about a horse. I was like, I was taking a dump, Mom. Jesus Christ. And I hear my dad laugh in the background. I'm like, yes.
I'm with you. I don't know. I don't mind, even with my mom at her age now. I still don't mind. I'm like, sorry, Mom.
I'll call you right back.
Right. Like, I was in the bathroom.
I have S to do. All of the name's Ryan from Lake Stevens. About 7 years ago, I was working construction, fresh out of high school on a 90-degree summer day. I had to go to the bathroom, so I make my way to the porta potty. The occupied dial was green, so I think I'm in the clear. I rip open the door, and what does my innocent 18-year-old eye see? A full-grown man wanking it in a hot porta potty. I screamed, what the F, and slammed the door. At 18 years old, with all my hormones running through me, I've never thought to wank it at work in a smelly, muggy, hot porta potty. Needless to say, I now knock, even if it's green. Truly a unique bathroom experience.
I went to a kind of Renaissance fair with my sister for a handful of years in a row, and there was this one in the middle of the night. I felt the rumble of nature, right? And same thing. They only have porta potties there, whole line of them. So I go over there, and I'm middle of the night. I'm totally fine, but as I'm sitting there, I'm underway. I hear somebody about 3 porta potties down, and there's 2 of them that are getting at it right in there. And she is not quiet.
Ye old ass.
Guys, I got locked.
The old porta potty.
Yeah.
Got locked in the bathroom at work. The inside handle didn't work. And the cone I used to prop open the door got pushed out of the way. Luckily, I escaped by jumping at the door and forcing it open. What else? Had relations with a girl in a bathroom at a Chili's in Irving, Texas on a business trip in 93. Man, I was killing it back then.
Chili's.
Good times.
That's prime Chili's, too.
Yeah.
Irving, Texas, 93. I'm just saying.
Chile's on top of the world.
Ted, one you would enjoy toilet riot. I go to open the toilet. There's a rat swimming around. I proceed to close the lid and flush it until it goes away. I did not use that toilet. Actually, they mentioned that again with the flooding going on in the area. So when the floods happened a few weeks back, they were saying be leery of rats in your toilet. You know, this is King County.
Yeah.
So they're kind of saying it again. Like, if you're in those areas, man, where there's flooding, man, be sure to check your toilet before you go to the bathroom.
We interviewed the guy that does it, like, rat extermination for the city of Seattle. And he was like, close your toilet every time. I don't know why people are leaving. Like, during the day, like Saturday, I'm watching ball, kind of hanging out around the house. I'll leave it open.
But I always, the rat won't get there.
I'm just saying, I always close it. If I leave the house, my toilet seat is closed.
And my best bathroom experience is thanks to Miles. I took your advice and used the hotel lobby bathroom when I went to Aftershock Festival last October. I had my own private, climate-controlled room that was nicer and cleaner than any other bathroom I've ever been in. I'm sitting there taking a dump thinking, God damn, Miles, you're the man for this one. Thanks, Miles, and to the rest of you. Mm-hmm. That's a pro move right there.
Yeah, nobody uses it.
Yeah,
they just, especially if you're there, like if you're at Aftershock, you're probably there with buddies, and it's like, right, I'm gonna go find my own private space.
And also know this: if you are leaving the hotel, you're going someplace. Whether you're going to the airport, you're going to the convention, you're going to you're going to the sporting event, the concert, whatever. It's always good just to see if you need, like your parents say before you go on a road trip. Just go try to use the bathroom.
I don't have to go.
Even if you don't have to go, get out whatever you can at that time because you don't want to have that feeling on the road. You know.
Nope.
All right, time for a little Your Guess is as good as mine. It's an easy game to play. We'll get a contestant on the line. You pick from one of two categories and try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes and you're out. So, Steve, who is our contestant, ready to play Your Guess is as good as mine.
It's either Noel or Noelle. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi, thank you. It's Noelle.
Noelle, welcome to the men's room.
Yeah, Noelle. All right, your categories today, Noelle. We have the America's favorite sodas. So the top 10 sodas as far as consumption and sales in the United States of America. And our other category, we have the states that travelers are least interested in visiting based on the numbers. So as far as the percentage ranking of how many visitors they get a year, these are the states that people don't really want to go and check out. So do you want to go sodas or the least traveled states?
I think I'll pick sodas.
Sodas for Noelle. Okay, Noelle, you know how the game is played. They say when looking at the U.S. carbonated soft drink brands by volume share in the market, the following ranked in the order of 10. Now, there's been a couple that have really come up in the rankings. They've always been in the top 10, but now they've kind of exploded in popularity within the last 5 years.
All right.
But the tried and true is still there, Noelle. So, you know how the game is played. Try to get as many right in the said category before 3 strikes, and you're out. So what's your first pick here on America's favorite sodas?
I'll pick Coke.
Coke is number 1, by far. It's not even close.
Really?
Well, they're also considering Coke Zero and
so all the
Coca-Cola.
Coke.
No, not all the Cokes.
Okay, so we know the other one.
Just those 2.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I'm wrong.
Is it all Cokes?
It's all Cokes.
Is that for every soda on the list?
It could be individual. It could be cherry Coke. It could be any of those kind of Cokes.
Including Diet Coke.
Including Diet. It could be
okay.
Coke Zero.
That's what I'm wondering. Are there diet versions on this list or just sodas?
Diets are on here as well.
But Coke's the only one where they take them all.
They don't take them all. They're all individual.
Oh. So wait
a minute. You just told us that Coke was all of them.
I know.
So is there a possibility of multiple Cokes on this list?
That is correct.
All right.
There might be a few more. Sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to make it complicated, but I realized I did.
All right. Well, then I'll say Pepsi next.
Pepsi's number 3, which shocks the living hell out of me.
I would go Sprite for number 2. And to me, Sprite's the king of soda.
Yeah, but you like the carbonated. You like the clear carbonated beverages.
But I'm there with Ted, man. Sprite, as far as that stuff goes.
Which one did you say?
Mountain Dew.
That is number 6, Noelle.
That's the one I can't. I know people drink it. I just think it tastes like antifreeze and ass.
That's every once in a while, man. I'll crack one open.
I know. I would guess Diet Coke.
Yeah, Diet Coke. Okay, let's go with that one.
Number 5.
Okay, so really far, like Diet Dr. Pepper, too.
They do.
More than Dr. Pepper, it seems.
You've got 4 correct. Number 1, Coke. 3, Pepsi. Diet Coke at 5, and Mountain Dew at number 6.
Okay. How about, we'll go with Sprite.
Sprite's number 4.
Oh.
4. That's the 4th most popular soda in America.
And are any of the energy drinks on there, or is it
They're
just
not.
pop?
No, just strictly soda.
Okay. So, I guess 7-Up.
7-Up.
No. How about just regular Dr. Pepper? Texas alone might do it.
All right.
You're going to say Dr. Pepper. All right, Dr. Pepper, number 2 on the list. Really? Dr. Pepper, by the way, had 8.34% of the soda market last year, which is pretty strong. For the past 2 decades, Dr. Pepper has slowly but surely climbed its way almost to the top. It is now virtually tied with Pepsi as America's number 2 favorite soda, according to new data. All right, so far you're correct on the top 6. Coke, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Sprite, Diet Coke, and Mountain Dew.
I saw somebody boiling hot dogs in Dr. Pepper the other day.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Ew.
Why?
Probably because they were in Texas.
Oh, it's a Texas thing.
I just saw it online. It's like Dr. Pepper glizzies.
Hey, you want to hear a good hack, man? I swear to God. Either pour a little bit of Coke or Dr. Pepper or root beer in your meatloaf. I know that sounds
no, that makes sense.
I know it sounds crazy. It is so good. You don't really taste it at all. It's just, I don't know. I think it breaks down the meat a little bit more.
Breaks down the meat and also the sugar that's in it. It kind of adds a certain sweetness.
All right, so we got 7 through 10 to clean up here. Noel, what's your next guess?
Let's go with Coke Zero.
Number 7.
Oh, all right.
It is on the list. You are done with the Coke products.
Are you sure?
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
I am absolutely positive this time around, Ted. Sorry.
Are we done with the diet products?
We are not.
I'm telling you. Well,
here's the issue, though. Is it going to be Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero?
Well,
I would say Diet
I'll tell you
Dr.
this.
Pepper.
Neither one.
No, really?
Dr.
Neither
Pepper's
one.
off the list.
It's off the list.
It could be Diet Pepsi. It could be Diet Mountain Dew, to be honest with you.
Ew.
Yeah, thank you.
I agree. I agree, but
Let's try Diet Pepsi.
Number 8. You've got the top 8. You've only got 1 strike. You've got 2 strikes remaining. Now, here's where things get a little wanky. Ted was talking earlier about the fact that he had one of these over the weekend and loved it. That's the only.
Is it brand or just the flavor of that soda?
It is the brand.
So you think it's Sunkissed, or you think
You got Sunkissed, you got Fanta, and you got Crush. Probably not Crush.
I had a Fanta.
I think Fanta is superior.
Well, I guess I better say Fanta.
Number 9. All right. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Noel, I'll give you a clue on this one. For the most part, and I don't know why this is, whenever I get on an airplane, I drink different things.
I know what it is already.
Okay?
yes, I do.
It's the only place I drink it too.
I'm talking about liquor. I mean, I'll get a gin and tonic on an airplane. I never get a gin and tonic. I will do all kinds of different things, but this is typically the soda that I will get to accompany whatever I'm drinking with alcohol.
Are we going north for this one, Miles?
We can.
Ooh.
What do you drink when you have a bad belly?
Oh, ginger ale?
You got it. Specifically, Canada Dry Ginger Ale.
Who else makes ginger ale?
Which I think is really underrated, man.
And I think Seagram's also has a ginger ale.
Seagram's, Schweppes, Canada Dry.
I've had both of those. Canada Dry is the only one that comes to mind when you say ginger ale.
Here are your top 10 sodas in the United States based on popularity. Number 10 is Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Fanta at 9. 8 is Diet Pepsi. Coke Zero at 7. Mountain Dew at 6. Diet Coke is number 5. 4 Sprite. Pepsi 3. 2 is Dr. Pepper. And 1 is Coca-Cola.
Who was drinking all the dew? It was always kind of a gamer thing.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
Tennessee.
There's a lot of
Kentucky.
gamers.
West Virginia.
My wife
Ohio.
likes it.
Right, but I'm saying outside of those areas. I'm just saying, like, the only people I know generally that drink dew are gamers or kind of younger.
My wife is
And they're nuts
neither
about it.
and
She likes
loves
Mountain
Mountain
Dew.
Dew. Yeah. She
All
tries to wean herself off of it, but she likes it.
And you got to remember that if you're a gamer that's drinking it, you're drinking it in massive quantities too. Like you're going crate after crate.
Where my mom lives, they have one Walmart, and it's also a grocery store.
Yeah.
Now, if you walk around that Walmart, I would say at least 70% of the shopping carts have a 12-pack of either Diet Mountain Dew or Mountain Dew in them, regardless of what else they're buying. They might buy other sodas, but they've always got Mountain Dew in there.
I feel like at the point that you're buying Mountain Dew, do you need Diet?
Right.
You know, just like, dude, don't worry about it. Just drink the Mountain Dew.
Probably just calories.
I guess.
Like, I think we just forget. There are so many people out there that just don't drink water.
That's true. That is
I
true.
follow a guy online that's a soda addict, and he drinks Diet, but the amount he drinks is ridiculous.
Coming up here at 5:08, speaking of drinking, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Tonight, the original Tom Cruise, King Kong did all of his own stunts too. But first, expect a lot of feel-good stories over the next few days.
And why is that?
Well, Felix, this week our city is celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week. Current and former students are sending letters to or making videos for that one teacher that had a positive impact on them.
Oh, that is sweet.
It truly is, and I'm participating myself.
In Teacher Appreciation Week?
Yes, I am. I've had many teachers that I'd like to thank for helping me through the years, but Miss Blankenship, my 9th grade current events teacher, is the one I need to reach out to.
Miss Blankenship?
Yes, Miss Blankenship. My freshman year of high school, I took her current events class.
Signing of the Magna Carta.
What?
Current events when you were a freshman.
Felix! As I was saying, Miss Blankenship taught current events, and that's when my love of journalism really started budding. I knew I wanted to convey what was happening in the world to the public, and Miss Blankenship really encouraged me to pursue it. She even got me a job on our high school newsletter, my first job in journalism.
So that's where all this started for you?
Indeed. So, Miss Blankenship, if you are watching, thank you for your encouragement. What about you, Felix?
What about me?
Well, as it is Teacher Appreciation Week, is there a teacher out there you want to thank for something valuable that they taught you?
Okay, I guess I would thank Miss Topanga.
Miss Topanga? What school did she teach at?
What? No, Miss Topanga wasn't a school teacher, Playboy. Miss Topanga taught me the ins and outs of the female anatomy and the language of love.
What?
Miss Topanga, man, she wasn't a school teacher. She was this lady with 7 fingers on each hand. Game changer, Playboy.
Oh, my Lord, Felix.
That's what Miss Topanga said. More than once. You know what I'm saying, Playboy?
Unfortunately, yes. I do know what you're saying. She had 7 fingers on each hand?
And 2 tongues.
She had 2 tongues in her mouth?
I never said they were in her mouth, Stone. I just said that she had 2 tongues.
In her mouth?
No.
She had 7 fingers on each hand and 2 tongues, but neither tongue was in her mouth.
Nor were her 7-fingered hands at the end of her arms. Her anatomy was complicated.
Where were her hands?
All over my body if I played my cards right. You know what I'm saying.
Stop asking me if I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And Felix, Miss Topanga doesn't even sound human.
Miss Topanga didn't really look human, Playboy, but she was a sensual little mutant.
Why can't anything just be normal with you?
Me? I'm not the one with 14 fingers and 2 tongues, man. That was Miss Topanga.
No, I understand that, Felix. What I'm saying is that even during Teacher Appreciation Week, you can't just appreciate a teacher.
She was a teacher, Stone, just not in a school.
School teachers are the teachers we're talking about during Teacher Appreciation Week.
Why can't it be Miss Topanga? Why she got to teach at a school? Or Mr. Frigg. Mr. Frigg taught me Pig Latin. Wasn't in a school, but now I know a foreign language.
Pig Latin is not a foreign language, Felix.
Is hey, hate, ose?
What?
Exactly. There was also Old Man Griff, taught me origami.
And origami comes in handy when?
When entertaining children or picking up ladies at the local origami club.
The origami club? Felix, are there any teachers that you'd like to thank for Teacher Appreciation Week?
Mr.
School teachers!
Nah.
Okay, well, for everyone else, if there's a teacher, a school teacher, that you'd like to thank, let us know and we will get them the message. We'll be back next hour.
with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up here at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check out with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Experts caution users of GLP-1 drugs that medication alone isn't the answer for weight loss and that healthy habits are still the key.
Yeah. Got to keep reminding people.
It's all part of it.
Right. It's kind of the basic rule of all of it. You know, I still remember going, the wife and I at one point, we watched, what was it, 1,000 Pound Sister or something like that.
Yeah.
Just couldn't help ourselves and we started watching it. And it was always, we got to get this surgery. It'll help save our lives. We got to get this surgery. It's like, I can even see as what they're doing. Like, you have to lose X amount of weight.
Just to get the surgery.
To get the surgery, right. And it's not that they have to lose that weight, this specific number of weight, so that they can get in there to get the surgery. It's to start getting you into
the habits of
healthy habits of moving in the right direction as opposed to just blowing yourself right back up. All these surgeries, all these medications, they all require you to start making good choices for yourselves.
But, and they're not wrong, but most people I know that don't need those drugs, that are taking those drugs, they never bring health into the equation.
No, they do not.
And nor do they say, I feel healthier. It's, I look better, I want to lose weight. That's
Correct.
it, right?
Correct.
So it's like, look, they're not trying to be healthy. They just want to look better.
There you go. There you go. Alcohol prep pads sold nationwide are under recall due to a possible microbial contamination, according to the FDA.
On an alcohol pad.
On an alcohol pad.
That you apply to remove microbial
contaminations or contaminants. Yes.
That seems bad.
Yeah.
I want to know, what are the microbes that can survive that?
They're just chilling out there.
Right. Like, this is an alcohol pad, and they're like, doesn't affect me now.
They're just on spring break out here.
Okay.
We're looking for the party inside your cut.
So do those things work in general then? Or should I just stick with the straight rubbing alcohol on a cotton ball?
That's kind of where I'm at.
I mean, that's what I do.
There's still alcohol in that pad, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Right.
They should not be contaminated with a microbial.
No.
Okay.
Unless they just skipped out on the alcohol part of it. Like, I don't see how this is possible. But then again, what I don't know about this could fill libraries, but I feel like the basic principle is alcohol kills bacteria.
Yeah.
That tells me there's not a lot of alcohol in those things.
Yeah.
I still think it's wild. It wasn't until the Civil War, and they kind of done it in France. And they were like, dude, we should really wash these tools in your hands before you start doing stuff. Oh, no, it's fine.
That's right. Rub some dirt in it.
Who did you say died? Which president?
Who was that, McKinley?
Yeah, but so like
he gets shot, right?
They could have saved him, but they didn't bother. Even though they were told, like, hey, man, sterilize the stuff you're going to use. And dude didn't die from the bullet. He died from the infection. Or something.
Way.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because the first doctor that got there, he knew him from the war, from the Civil War. And this guy was ahead of his way of thinking, but he was black.
So
they didn't really trust him. Right. And the main guy came in and kept digging around and making this wound worse and worse. And in the end, they're like, he would have been fine.
Like but they used dirty ass tools.
The guy didn't wash it. Right. They thought it was like crazy. What do you mean? No. I just got to dig around in there. And it's like, right. Like your hands are already gross.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. I mean, that's how a lot of people died back then, too, was like, just the doctor wasn't clean.
Right. They're putting the infection in there.
Yes.
Yay. Police in Florida have, quote, flocked to popular party beaches as part of a crackdown on wild twerking and rowdy behavior.
Oh, spring break, you mean?
Yes. Enforcing strict new rules.
Yeah, they do that all the time. They kicked them out of Panama City for the most part for years. I don't know if they're still going back there or not, but most of those cities will either ban those kids from going down there, but it's just like whack-a-mole. They're just going to pop up somewhere else. Right. They're going to find a new place to go.
And then you wonder about the businesses. Like, look, I don't necessarily love their behavior, but this is when we make money.
Right.
Right? Because they spend copious amounts of money on booze.
Exactly.
I had some buddies that worked, this was probably 10 or 12 years ago. They were like setting up DJ stuff at Panama City Beach. And I was like, it must have been awesome. They're like, yes and no. Like, it is the craziness of spring break you kind of remember, but He's like, there's a ton of people that just from the area that just come down.
Yeah, of course.
And he's like, it was chaos. Like you couldn't walk down the street. There's fights everywhere. Like, I know there was fights when we went to beach week and stuff. I just don't remember it being. I don't know. Maybe it's because it wasn't broadcast.
I think that's the difference too.
Yeah. Put your thinking caps on, gents. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. I give you all a 10% chance of success on this one. It's an adjective brought to you by the letter F. And something described as this is filled with excitement, activity, or confusion. Now, I will say, it is a synonym of the word frantic. It's a synonym of the word frantic that describes something filled with excitement, activity, or confusion. Is there any guess whatsoever?
Fantabulous.
I like fantabulous, but no, Miles. The word is frenetic.
Frenetic. Okay.
Oh, like a frenetic pace?
I do know the word, sure.
I've never heard of this word.
Oh, really?
Nope. I've never heard of frenetic.
And Ted used it correctly.
All right.
Yeah, that's the only way I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Under new national security rules, authorities in Hong Kong can now demand phone passwords from civilians.
Yeah, security. Whatever.
That's intrusive.
Come on.
Yeah, right.
Nothing to do with security. All right?
It's a matter of national security. I need you to unlock your phone. Better yet, I need you to give me the password to your phone.
If you're asking me that, then you don't know what a national security is.
That's right.
I'm not in.
Pfizer has a Lyme disease vaccine that reportedly cuts infections by 70%, but experts see a tricky regulatory path before they're approved. So there was a little bit, I didn't get too into the weeds about it, but there was something about the test subjects that they used that not all of them were actually infected with Lyme disease.
Okay.
So they couldn't quite get clear numbers on how it's either staving it off or beating it. So they can't.
My only
quite
question
get
would
it
be,
approved.
all right, what are the side effects?
Sure.
Because if it works better than doing nothing, I would rather have that.
Yes.
So if the side effects aren't extreme, like, who cares?
Right. I don't want Lyme disease.
Yeah,
So
I don't want Lyme disease.
Yeah.
That I definitely know.
Am I worse off with it, or am I worse off with the Lyme disease?
That's it.
Goodness gracious.
It's a better name, too.
What, Lyme disease?
Well, Lyme disease doesn't say super bad, but it is.
Well, it's Lyme with a Y, so it should take people off the off.
Good
the
call, dude. Does aid sound bad? Banned aid. Someone came to your aid, right? I mean, aid, up until AIDS, aid was a positive thing. And then you have A, and I understand it's, what you call it,
autoimmune?
No, Jesus Christ. Acronym, thank you. But still, like AIDS, that's, damn it, man.
Yeah,
it was positive until then.
Yeah, it's aiding the bacteria.
Yeah.
For about 25% of the population, higher meat intake has led to slower cognitive decline.
Huh.
So now it's healthy again.
Which one? Beef? They talking about chicken?
I
What are they
believe so,
talking
red meat.
about? All right.
Oh, okay.
Just eat meat in general, dude.
Just eat meat. But you know what? That's not the only healthy food.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So this comes to us via WebMD.com, and they are the 10 surprisingly healthy foods. Surprisingly healthy foods. Enjoy these guys. So, bottom of the list that they have for you on here, avocado. Says not all fat is bad. The kind in avocados is linked to a healthy heart and good cholesterol levels, and adding them to your regular diet may help with belly fat and protect your eyes and skin.
Then spell it with a pH.
That's right.
There you go.
That's positive fat, right?
Avocado is another one of those ones where people who are fresh into the weight loss regime, they talk about how fatty they are. It's like, guys, there is a difference between good fats and bad fats.
Correct.
They shun you away from grapes and other fruits because of all the hidden sugars inside of fruits. It's like partnering with the fiber in there, it actually does really well.
Here's the thing about fruits being from nature. It's not hidden sugars.
Correct. It tells you it's right
the
there.
products you buy might have hidden sugar. Grapes, like, brother, I've been a grape since I've been a grape.
Right.
This is not new.
Processed sugar versus natural sugar is a very, very big difference.
You almost wish you could, like, ask your body.
Right.
Then your body's like, eat a goddamn grape, dumbass. Like, it's not hidden.
You might as well eat a Snickers bar if you're going to have all those grapes. Like, yeah.
No, you shouldn't.
It's like my buddy Matt, right? He's a personal trainer.
Yeah.
He's like, yes, bananas have higher sugar than other fruit. He's like, I've never had a client come to me and go, I'm eating too many bananas. I can't lose this weight.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah,
Come on.
That's when you focus on when you're trying to get, below 10% body fat. When you're in the middle of a cut and you're trying to trim up for your bodybuilding competition that you're going into. If you're just shedding pounds, grapes are fine. Enjoy those.
I got too many grapes.
The other white meat, pork. If you're trying to lose weight, lean pork tenderloin might be the secret weapon that you've been looking for. Having it as part of your regular diet instead of beef and chicken may help you lose weight and body fat and make your waist smaller.
Okay, that's something I've never really gotten into.
What, pork?
Just making the tenderloin. I'll do pork chops, I'll do pork steak.
Pork tenderloin, it's easy and delicious.
I'm with you. When I was growing up, it was pork chops or we didn't have pork. Yeah, it was either that or we didn't have pork.
I only started making it as an adult, so I got a crock pot.
Oh, there you go.
I'm pretty much right there with you, man.
Yeah.
Actually, we found a good recipe for one where you like stuff it with cheese and basil and all this kind of thing. But after I did it, I'm like, One, this is good. Two, it's so much easier, man.
Speaking of cheese, French brie shows up on the list.
Oh,
oui, oui.
As part of a balanced diet, full-fat dairy foods like brie, yogurt, and whole milk aren't likely to raise your risk of obesity, heart disease, or stroke, or diabetes.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we'd all like to eat brie.
But the calories can add up, which is where the balanced part comes in. Damn it, Steve.
Am I wrong?
French brie. I've never liked brie cheese.
Oh, I like how you had cheese.
Yeah.
Have you
knock it off.
But you said you never had it warm, right?
Correct.
Dude,
That's
it
the only
makes
one.
a huge difference. Eating that cold brie.
Got it, Steve.
At least let it be body temperature, man. It's making it weird.
Frozen vegetables.
Yo.
I eat them all the time.
Same.
Man, look, there's nothing wrong with fresh vegetables. But anytime something is flash frozen, it seals in the vitamins and the nutrients.
Okay.
So you're not losing anything. Where if you buy a canned vegetable, most of that stuff is gone.
I didn't know that.
Anything flash frozen will retain all of its healthy benefits.
That's why they brag about it.
Yeah.
Like flash frozen.
If you have, and there's nothing wrong with having like a bag of spinach in your,
Sure there is.
freezer, or broccoli, or carrots, or whatever you like. Because man, you can microwave them in 90 seconds and they're ready to
There
rock.
was just a period of time where people were like, you shouldn't eat frozen vegetables.
And
It's like not the processed ones. You are correct, right?
Right, and it actually says it here. Turns out frozen vegetables have these same health benefits as fresh, even more in some cases because they're picked and frozen at their nutritional best. Stock your freezer, and they'll be there whenever you need them.
Yeah, some broccoli will be on the shelf for, believe it or not, up to 6 weeks before it even gets to the shelf.
No kidding.
Like as far as storage and everything else. So in that point in time, a lot of nutrients just goes away.
Just starts to fade out. Yeah, absolutely. I used to do that all the time when I was making my chicken bowls. Do that, you grab that vegetable medley from Costco or whatever one that you want to find in there and just pour it in there on a bed of rice and some chicken, dude.
I say the same thing about like frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries, raspberries, all those stuff that you put in a smoothie, or any of that stuff.
What is the vegetable medley? I'm gonna guess, is it like carrots, broccoli?
Yep, carrots,
corn?
broccoli, no corn in that one. The one that I remember, it was carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, and then there was a squash that was in there.
No, thank you.
I just remember peas, carrots.
That's kind of what
something else.
Yeah, so there's the different ones. There was peas, carrots, green beans, and I feel like there was something else in that particular. You don't like vegetables, period, Steve.
No, that just seems like such a nightmare to me. Like, we got all the ones you hate.
Surprisingly healthy foods, coffee. Doctors used to warn people off coffee if they were at risk for heart disease or a stroke, but research now shows that even heavy coffee drinking doesn't raise your chances of those, and having 3 to 5 cups a day might even lower them.
How happy are you to hear that?
Fantastic. But even too much Joe can make you jittery and do a number on your stomach. Also, watch the cream and the sugar in there.
Well, sure.
Luckily, I like mine black.
Like his women.
Potato salad. Cooled potatoes have something called resistant starch, which acts like fiber and can help keep you regular and your gut healthy. But hot or cold potatoes have lots of nutrients like potassium and magnesium. Look for low-fat, low-calorie mayonnaise to dress the salad. Honestly, I have not met a potato I haven't liked. Miles, I know that you don't like scalloped, but
there's nothing wrong with scalloped potatoes. They're just my least favorite potato.
The 8,000 ways you can prepare a potato.
That's my least favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I said, to me, like potatoes are it's like a pig made of starch.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's almost no pork product I don't like.
Yeah.
Right? Same thing with a potato. Like, dude, just give me a potato.
Same Patty's Day. Corned beef and cabbage and red potatoes.
Attaboy.
Red potatoes are pretty big sized.
Oh, yeah.
But they're like just a baked potato. But I didn't you have to put a sour cream on there. I just ate the potato as it was. I'm like, potatoes just by themselves are actually pretty decent.
Good, man.
Salt and pepper, that's about it.
Dog meat chicken.
Dog meat.
It has more saturated fat than white meat, but it's far richer in minerals like iron, zinc, and selenium, as well as vitamins A, B, and K.
I just found out we need selenium.
Right. It's also high in taurine, which breaks down fat and helps the inflammation and blood pressure. So is that...
You ever seen a fat chicken?
Yeah. Lots of fat chickens.
You've seen a fat chicken?
Yeah, man.
So is that thighs then? Dark meat chicken?
I mean, look, I think boneless skinless thighs are just better.
They're
going to get cooked chicken at home.
Yeah.
They are fantastic. Eggs. I don't know who didn't think that eggs were healthy, but they give you a full range of B vitamins and amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein. They also have the same nutrients that aren't in a lot of foods like vitamin D and selenium.
Well, I think eggs kind of fell into that same thing with frozen vegetables. There was just a period of time where it's like...
Your cholesterol, man.
Right, don't eat eggs. You got to eat fresh vegetables. It's got to be all organic. It's like, You can eat organic chips and still get fat.
Exactly. Chocolate. Again, these are surprisingly healthy foods according to WebMD.com. It's all about the flavonoids, which may help protect you from cell damage. They also may lower your blood pressure, improve blood flow to your brain and heart, and make you less likely to have certain kinds of heart disease. Dark chocolate is the best because it has the most cocoa, and I know you think it is cacao. It's not. It's cocoa right here, where the flavonoids live, and the least sugar. But you also you can
not
have
Lightning McQueen.
Cacao. You can't have too much of a good thing, so just eat a little bit. This is not the go-ahead for you to just start munching all over the chocolate.
See, I didn't hear that last part you just said.
I know you didn't.
And if you don't like dark chocolate yet, just wait till you turn 30.
Right.
Still hasn't quite turned the... It's starting to, but it hasn't quite turned the corner for me, Ted.
All right.
Peanut butter.
Yes.
Yes, it has quite a bit of fat, but it's mostly the unsaturated kind, which isn't bad for you. Studies have shown that people who eat nuts or peanut butter regularly are less likely to get heart disease or type 2 diabetes than people who rarely eat them. It's also a good source of something many Americans need more of, potassium. To make the most of it, go the unsalted route, and I would also go with an organic one. I know, it's a pain in the butt to have to turn over that doggone jar all the time and mix up the frickin' oil in there all the time, but it's better for you.
What I'm hearing is that we should eat Reese's peanut butter cups.
Good call.
Dark chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
After you stir it one time, after you get the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you store it in the refrigerator, because most of those are refrigerated after opening.
Yep.
Put it lid down.
Yes, that's what we do.
If you put a lid down, you're good to go.
Yep. And it just stores on the top. And then when you take the lid off and it comes in a little swirl
because all the oil goes to the top, it still needs to be stirred again, but it's easier to do it.
Correct. Honey shows up on the list. It's a natural sweetener full of antioxidants that can protect your cells and be good for inflammation. It can also help with a mix of bacteria in your gut, which is important for digestion and getting nutrients from food.
It's amazing that eating one animal's puke benefits us.
Which is odd.
And, I mean, look, because you'd always look at flies like, ew, dude. Dog took a poop. Man. Now there's flies on it. Meanwhile, bees are looking at us like they know I just puked, right? Anybody want to tell them?
Do they use it? Because they store the crap. So do they use it?
I don't know. I don't know what the bees do with the honey.
Right, left unabashed, left without us or bears or somebody grabbing it. Like, what do they do with the honey?
So are they using it or is it just there?
Or is it the byproduct?
If we just puked everywhere but had, no running water, it's like, all right, we just live in a place and puke all over the place. I don't know.
Man.
Popcorn. Do dogs think we're producing honey?
Oh, when
dog
they eat,
honey.
Like, I've seen people puke and then a dog run over and start eating.
I think the thing with the dog is just because the way they smell. The best description I heard, they said, look, you get home, someone's making a stew, and you recognize that someone's making a stew. Your dog walks into that same house, they smell carrots, onions, so they smell each ingredient. So when you puke, there's something in there. They're like, I understand what's around it, but also you had a cheeseburger.
Etouffee.
And I smell it. Yeah, crawfish etouffee, right.
Popcorn shows up on the list, red meat shows up on the list, and pasta are all there towards the top. However, I saved this one for last, so this is the surprisingly healthy food, according to WebMD.com. Alcohol.
Yeah. All right, that's a great, delicious food.
Happy hour can be good for you. Research shows that moderate drinking, I don't know what that is, 1 a day for women and 2 for men. Damn right, ladies, you just settle off the bottle. It may help protect you from heart disease, kidney stones, gallstones, and type 2 diabetes.
And getting laid.
But don't get carried away. Yes, it does. Too much alcohol can have the opposite effect.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Too much of a good thing.
Look, we know what too much alcohol does. So the thing that you just shared, that's the news.
Right.
We know what happens to too much alcohol.
Mm-hmm. A professional cornhole player in Maryland has been arrested for fatally shooting someone during an argument, but we're not sure how he did it, and I will tell you why at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast pediatric dentistry of Loudon, Virginia.
No.
You already know where I'm going with this?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so pediatric dentistry, it's obviously for children, hence pediatric, and it's run by Dr. Rivas Morello. And according to the pediatric dentistry website, quote, Dr. Rivas Morello truly enjoys working with children. Her background and experience has prepared her to treat children of all ages and backgrounds. She would love to help your children keep their smiles happy and healthy. Read more about her before your first visit. And then, of course, there's a link where you can read more should you be interested. And if you are interested, you can go to their very ill-advised web address, which is ashburnpedo.com.
Jesus.
Not even petty, as in pediatrics, which is spelled P-E-D-I. It is, in fact, ashburnpedo.com. My recommendation, don't do it. It's just not, I mean, look, it'll take you to the dentistry website. There's nothing wrong with the website. Just my advice. I felt bad clicking on it earlier. Like, am I going to hear about this from HR and have to explain it's a dentist website? But yeah, ashburnpedo.com, because who doesn't want to take their kids there? So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, let's get a contestant on the line now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Tonight, the original Tom Cruise, King Kong did all of his own stunts too. But first, expect a lot of feel-good stories over the next few days.
And why is that?
Well, Felix, this week our city is celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week. Current and former students are sending letters to or making videos for that one teacher that had a positive impact on them.
Oh, that is sweet.
It truly is, and I'm participating myself.
In Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yes, I am. I've had many teachers that I'd like to thank for helping me through the years, but Miss Blankenship, my 9th grade current events teacher, is the one I need to reach out to.
Miss Blankenship.
Yes, Miss Blankenship. My freshman year of high school, I took her current events class.
Signing of the Magna Carta.
What?
Current events when you were a freshman.
Felix! As I was saying, Miss Blankenship taught current events, and that's when my love of journalism really started budding. I knew I wanted to convey what was happening in the world to the public, and Miss Blankenship really encouraged me to pursue it. She even got me a job on our high school newsletter, my first job in journalism.
So that's where all this started for you.
Indeed. So, Miss Blankenship, if you are watching, thank you for your encouragement. What about you, Felix?
What about me?
Well, as it is Teacher Appreciation Week, is there a teacher out there you want to thank for something valuable that they taught you?
Okay, I guess I would thank Miss Topanga.
Miss Topanga? What school did she teach at?
What? No, Miss Topanga wasn't a school teacher, Playboy. Miss Topanga taught me the ins and outs of the female anatomy and the language of love.
What?
Miss Topanga, man, she wasn't a school teacher. She was this lady with 7 fingers on each hand. Game changer, Playboy.
Oh, my Lord, Felix.
That's what Miss Topanga said. More than once. You know what I'm saying, Playboy?
Unfortunately, yes. I do know what you're saying. She had 7 fingers on each hand?
And 2 tongues.
She had 2 tongues in her mouth?
I never said they were in her mouth, Stone. I just said that she had 2 tongues.
In her mouth?
No.
She had 7 fingers on each hand and 2 tongues, but neither tongue was in her mouth.
Nor were her 7-fingered hands at the end of her arms. Her anatomy was complicated.
Where were her hands?
All over my body if I played my cards right. You know what I'm saying.
Stop asking me if I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And Felix, Mr. Panga doesn't even sound human.
Mr. Panga didn't really look human, Playboy, but he was a sensual little mutant.
Why can't anything just be normal with you?
Me? I'm not the one with 14 fingers and 2 tongues, man. That was Mr. Panga.
No, I understand that, Felix. What I'm saying is that even during Teacher Appreciation Week, you can't just appreciate a teacher.
She was a teacher, Stone, just not in a school.
School teachers are the teachers we're talking about during Teacher Appreciation Week.
Why can't it be Mr. Panga? Why she got to teach at a school? Or Mr. Frigg. Mr. Frigg taught me Pig Latin. Wasn't in school, but now I know a foreign language.
Pig Latin is not a foreign language, Felix.
Is hey, hete, ose?
What?
Exactly. There was also Old Man Griff, taught me origami.
And origami comes in handy when?
When entertaining children or picking up ladies at the local origami club.
The origami club? Felix, are there any teachers that you'd like to thank for Teacher Appreciation Week?
Mr.
School teachers!
Nah.
Okay, well, for everyone else, if there's a teacher, a school teacher, that you'd like to thank, let us know and we will get them the message. We'll be back next hour. A family of 6 agrees that yes, the milk smells bad. But first, the food giant Happy Farms is issuing a major recall of its frozen black bean burritos due to an excessive amount of raffinos and sorbitol.
What are raffinos and sorbitol?
Raffinos is a naturally occurring carbohydrate that contributes to flatulence. Sorbitol is a carbohydrate that leads to diarrhea. Happy's frozen black bean burritos contain an excessive amount of both.
So,
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone on Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. All right, Dave, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. You have your choice today of one of 3 categories. Today we offer you the wonderful world of drugs. We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally today, Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Let's do some drugs.
All right, a man who was high on drugs was arrested after a homeowner reported catching him masturbating in front of his wife, outside of their home, urinating on the property, jumping into a nearby canal, and fleeing. Officers later did catch him. So we go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where Andrew McAvoy, he was arrested. According to the report, the victim told officers he stepped outside to check on his wife when he discovered McAvoy standing in the front yard masturbating. Unfazed by being caught, McAvoy then further exposed his genitals and continued the act in front of him before urinating toward the victim. Now, the victim told police he began to call 911. The guy's masturbating. He realizes he's been caught. He exposes more of his genitals and starts peeing at the guy. Yeah, he does. Sure. He has no F's to give. He's like, F it.
Take that, dude.
Yeah. Let's see. The victim then told police that he began to call 911, at which point McAvoy fled the area, running through neighboring backyards. Now, officers responded to the call. They were advised that another unit spotted a man matching the suspect's description running across a major boulevard. An officer then reported seeing McAvoy exit a canal and run north along the canal bank, ignoring repeated commands to stop, despite the activation of police lights and sirens. Police say McAvoy eventually stopped, dropped to the ground, and was taken into custody. The question is, what was this pillar of the community high on? Was he on meth, cocaine, fentanyl, or mushrooms? So meth, cocaine, fentanyl, or mushrooms. What was this masturbating, urinating, canal swimming, running away man doing?
What are you thinking, Miles?
Dave, I'm going to go mushrooms.
How about you, Ted?
I mean, I can't imagine it's fentanyl just because people seem pretty zoned out. This guy's pretty athletic still.
Yes. That's the word that came to mind. Give that boy a contract. I saw him masturbate, urinate, jump in the canal, and run away from the cops.
Yeah. I'm going to go plain old Coke.
Coke.
Well, cocaine.
Yeah.
Because it's Florida.
I was thinking mushrooms as well, and I'm going to go with Miles and go mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Okay.
All right.
What was this guy on? Meth, coke, fentanyl, or mushrooms? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category is drugs on profile. This got a Florida man arrested after he was masturbating in front of a house and a guy's wife. And the guy went outside and they kept masturbating in front of him. Mm-hmm. Then he decided to pee their direction before taking off running high and jumping into a canal.
That is correct.
He was on drugs. Question is, what drugs was he on? Meth, coke, fentanyl, or mushrooms?
And Dave, that is the very question that we posed to you. Let's start with the test man.
Damn it.
Yeah, you went the old cocaine. It was not cocaine. And then, Dave, you ended up agreeing with Miles. Both of you guys said mushrooms, which, when you think about everything he did, makes complete sense. Nope. But it was not mushrooms. Believe it or not, fentanyl.
It was fentanyl.
The dude was on fentanyl. Yeah, that's not normally the side effects of fentanyl, but in this case, yeah, there may have been something else in the system, but they got his ass on fentanyl.
I'm going to pee at you, dude.
While masturbating first.
Wow. Now, for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with T.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
First, a correction from Friday's show.
All right.
I couldn't have been more wrong.
Walker didn't tell him he had AIDS?
Well, we played that a lot. No, so we got done with TV time, and Miles looks at me and goes, hey, man, there is a NASCAR race this weekend. I said, you're right. Got that completely wrong. Apparently, if it wasn't a sport that I thoroughly enjoy,
yes,
I thought it was off this weekend.
Okay.
So there was no F1 or Indy. There was NASCAR. I thought the Premier League was off for a week. Turns out Arsenal was just playing in a tournament. They played. Basically, I just sat there on Sunday and was like, I need to go into work and apologize to people.
Michael Jordan's team won for what, the fourth time this year in NASCAR?
Fourth time this year, Miles.
That's kind of a big deal.
It is. It is. I don't know enough about NASCAR, but I know it's a big deal.
Well, just the fact that it's Michael Jordan, he owns a team, and they're winning.
Yeah,
you know? I guess Joe Gibbs did it. There's a number of people that you knew beforehand that did it, but typically those people come from racing backgrounds.
Joe Gibbs. Now, granted, I love Joe Gibbs. I grew up, a Commanders fan. And then his son's a DeMatha guy. But Joe Gibbs, you got to keep in mind, he won 3 Super Bowls, 3 different quarterbacks, 3 different running backs that no other coach has done.
Nope.
Well, he basically redesigned that team. I mean, there was obviously parts on the offensive line and stuff.
But all of your skill players, right?
Correct.
The names you remember.
And then when he left for racing, I mean, I remember thinking it was insane. And then, my dad, he got into racing because of Joe Gibbs. But Joe Gibbs racing dominates a lot of stuff. It's not just NASCAR. I'm pretty sure he's got motorcycles and
truck series.
Okay. Yeah, all that's right. He's got all those series, but even when you go to Supercross or whatever down to the stadium, you talk to Supercross people and they're like, "Oh no, that's Joe Gibbs racing." Just like, holy crap! So Jordan getting into it, and then Jordan, to his credit, also won a big settlement against NASCAR. And then I think NASCAR kind of has the same issue F1 has going now. They got these different cars.
Okay.
They're using batteries, you got to save stuff. I don't know. When it comes to race cars, whatever race car it is, make them as safe as you can.
Yep.
Right? In F1, I'm a fan of the Halo. It obviously saves lives. But at the end of the day, it's a goddamn race car. Put gas in it and let those dudes go fast and let the drivers drive. I don't want to see guys saving battery. And I think electric cars are great in normal life. Just don't want to see it in my racing. All right, now that I apologize for screwing up so bad on Friday.
Yeah, Ted.
I know. There's probably a ton of emails. What a weekend for college basketball. Now, we get excited, right, for the first couple days of the tournament. You got 64 teams, 32 games. That's good math, folks. But the buzzer beaters this weekend were unbelievable. Did you guys watch any?
I saw a few, yeah.
All right. So Saturday, I was going to say, that was Vanderbilt and Nebraska, right? I picked Nebraska. Just because they're a Big Ten team. The guy from Vanderbilt, he threw up a half-court shot. I was telling Mike this. Just like you should, right? Good form, almost like a chest pass. Bounces it off the backboard. Hits the front of the rim. Looks like in back of the rim and somehow bounced out.
Okay.
I mean, there's a freeze frame of it, literally in the cylinder. And you're like, how did that miss? So that was pretty crazy. And then you had Florida lost in the last, 10 seconds to Iowa?
Yeah.
Which was a big upset. Remember, Florida's your defending champion.
It's funny because I rolled into the bar and there were some people rocking their Iowa sweatshirts. And I'm thinking, good luck. Well, they got it.
Yeah, and then St. John's took down Kansas. Again, same thing. I want to say he threw in a layup. It's like time was running out. Just some awesome buzzer beaters. And like I've said, like the round of 32, that's just better games.
Well, I told my wife this sets it up perfectly for Duke to win it all.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Duke's.
I mean, like, that's the only thing I got out of this. I'm like, right, so Duke's going to win it all.
Right. Well, you still have Michigan in there.
I know.
Who's the number one? You still have Duke in there, who's the number one, but you did lose a couple one seeds, right? And I mean, hey, look, great stuff for the, you only lost the one seed, but like Arizona's in there, so who knows? I will say this, Arizona's got a whole half of the country on their side. Outside of Baylor a few years ago, basically teams west of the Mississippi just can't seem to win a basketball tournament.
When do they pick back up?
Thursday.
All right.
So you have the Sweet 16. That starts, what do you have? 4 games on Thursday, 4 games on Friday, and then 2 games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, and then the weekend after you'll have the Final Four, and then the championship on Monday night.
Okay.
So, but just like I said, just looking at my bracket, not having a ton of interest because Maryland's not in there, the Huskies aren't in there. Just Saturday and Sunday were just great ball.
Yeah.
Great action. So I got a list here of the best cities for college basketball fans. Obviously, the big cities are going to take the top spots.
Sure.
Just because of bars, restaurants.
Yeah.
And then generally, a lot of those big cities, too, will host. So big cities for basketball, L.A., Philadelphia, New York, Boston. Lexington, Kentucky gets in there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but Philly has 4 teams.
Yeah, I was going to say
like
Philly.
Lexington has 1.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And Kentucky, even I forget, like, Kentucky basketball is a religion.
It is a religion. But
And so
Miles
is
is
Louisville.
right. You know, you go to Philadelphia, and you'll find 4 different bars that have 4 different fan bases. Louisville, it is one fan base.
They used to do a tournament at the beginning of the year, maybe, or the middle of the year, where all the Philly teams would play against each other.
They did. Actually, it's funny. I was sitting there with a buddy on Saturday, and we were watching that St. John's game, and I was saying to him, I was like, man, the Atlantic 10 used to be a power conference for basketball, right? You had Temple.
Massachusetts.
Right. UMass was great when Calipari was there.
Syracuse. Or they were Big East, weren't they?
They were Big East, yeah. So it's just funny with all these conference realignments. And shout out to...
Changed everything.
You know what, man? I'll tell you what. Spokane, Washington. They've got 1 game in town. It's Gonzaga. They're always good.
Well, they got bounced.
Then they do their, outdoor 3-on-3 tournament during the summer. I know that's not college basketball, but college guys do play in it. So as far as the small town goes, they're pretty strong on college basketball.
Some of the best mid-sized cities, they said Durham, Syracuse, Ann Arbor, Akron, go Zips, Norman, Oklahoma. Obviously, college towns with good college teams.
Well, you look at that area, man. It's Chapel Hill. It's Duke. It's UNC.
Right.
If you just go up the road a little bit, it's NC State.
And then the best small cities, right? Chapel Hill, East Lansing. That's where Michigan State is. Storrs, Connecticut. That's where UConn is. So, yeah. Any of those things you're going to see. If you work in one of those towns.
Obviously, Gainesville, the last couple of years. It's a smaller town with good basketball.
And Gainesville did a good job, right? University of Florida. Like forever, there was a football factory. And then, who was it? Billy? I forget who was the coach down there. They won a couple national titles. And they've done a good job keeping that program relevant. And they just won last year. Did you see the size of that one Florida fan?
Fan? No.
Oh, my God. No. The fan.
That was a fan?
So there's the giant tall guy that plays for him.
Right.
But in the stands, the guy's obviously a bodybuilder. You guys just don't get on the internet, huh?
No, not much.
Yeah.
Just Google giant Florida fan. I mean, the guy is massive. And apparently it's a thing that goes on at Florida events because they had some other player, I guess, a couple of years ago. His dad was a bodybuilder.
Okay.
But when you just see him, people are like, oh, my God. Like, is that...
This guy.
Yeah, that guy. Jesus, look at the size of him. And then there he is with the player, and he's getting dwarfed.
Jesus.
He's not going to live long.
Oh, Miles.
No, I'm serious. He's going to die of a heart attack.
Jeez.
It's not normal. He didn't get there the natural way.
Oh, my God.
I think he'll be fine. Hey, look at the way he looks. Stranger Things. I know a lot of people love that show. Soon you'll be able to own all 42 episodes. Being released in 4K, Ultra HD, Blu-ray on 25 disc in July 28th.
You know what? I thoroughly enjoyed the show. No desire to rewatch it.
Yeah, the standard deluxe edition, they're exactly what you think, right? Interviews with cast and crew, behind-the-scenes footage, set tours, bloopers.
Like, bloopers always entertain me, but I don't want to have to buy all of your crap to see them. Like, it'd be cool if Netflix just said, hey, tell you what, man, we got this hour-long special, and it's not just Stranger Things, like any of the shows that are popular. Here's the bloopers, because they're always funny, especially in dramatic shows. Yeah. You know, something real serious is supposed to go down, and someone just loses their ass and starts laughing.
It's
Like,
one of the best things about the movies that have blooper reels. You know,
At the end?
Smokey and the Bandit used to do it. The Hangover guys did it.
It's great.
You know, where they just show you all the crap that didn't make it in because people couldn't keep it together.
Yeah. I would watch it. And it could almost be any show.
Dude, I follow an account that just shows bloopers for comedy shows.
Okay.
So, like, Eastbound and Down. Like, you forget how much of that is kind of improv, too.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so good at delivering those scenes. But, like, you just watch him over and over. Like, he can't keep a straight face. Like, the other actors can't.
The only person who doesn't break down is Will Ferrell. He's the one that breaks everyone else down, but he somehow can stay in character.
Right, and I did not realize Eastbound and Down was through his production company.
Oh, is it?
Right, so that's
why he played the car salesman, the general manager.
Correct. Right, but just some of those scenes in the fixins, right? Just some of the stuff you're like, God damn, that's funny.
Yeah, I'd always watch that stuff.
Yeah. Last week we talked a lot about the Oscars and everything. Mike, I still haven't watched that movie.
Doggone it, Ted.
I know. I had a plan all weekend was to watch some movies, and then the games were so good, even the late games, I never got into them. The last night, I almost put it on. It's a 3-hour movie, and it was 9:30. I made a judgment call.
I got you.
So I watched other shows.
What movie?
Once... I got to look it up.
One battle after another.
One battle after another.
3.5 hours?
It's 3 hours. Almost 3 hours.
Okay.
It moves pretty quick, though. It flows pretty well for a 3-hour movie.
I mean, like, I skated on an 87-minute movie, Primate, featuring the rabid chimpanzee.
Oh, did you watch that one?
I did. I was about to I know exactly what it's going to be, but, like, part of me is like, I have to watch this movie.
Is this based on a true story?
No.
Okay, thank God.
It's just stupid.
This has just become my all-American saga, Ted. I have you trying to watch one battle after another. I have him trying to watch Primate. Miles doesn't like my comedy shows.
Look, I did it last night, right? I was like, I don't have 3 hours to watch. I still stayed up till 12:30 and watched Mark Norman's new comedy special on Netflix, which is very funny.
So you just didn't want to. I get it.
I just didn't have it in me. And tonight I have no reason. So I'll watch the Peaky Blinders movie just to spite you because that one looks a little more exciting right now. But the Razzies also came out last week. Worst picture was War of the Worlds. Worst actor, Ice Cube for...
War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
You got it.
I guess they didn't like that movie.
Worst actress was Rebel Wilson for Bridehard.
Bridehard?
Was that supposed to be an extension of Bridesmaids?
I have no idea. I'll be honest, until I read this list, I didn't even know that was a movie.
I think I saw it once, and I had the same reaction y'all did. With Bridehard? Okay.
Worst remake, ripoff, or sequel?
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
You got it. Worst screenplay.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah. I mean, that show just dominated. And then I love this one. I'll leave you with this. Worst supporting actor. All 7 of the actual dwarves in Snow White.
Oh, damn.
I'm surprised that didn't get worst remake.
I think because Ice Cube put out War of the Worlds. I'm not even kidding. I know nothing about it other than whenever it came out at some point last year, it was fun just reading the reviews. Because it'd be like one-word reviews, like, why? Right? I mean, didn't even say anything, just why?
I just thought the dwarves would have gotten a little more support.
No.
Wow.
Got it, Ted.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The original Tom Cruise? King Kong did all of his own stunts too. But first, expect a lot of feel-good stories over the next few days.
And why is that?
Well, Felix, this week our city is celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week. Current and former students are sending letters to or making videos for that one teacher that had a positive impact on them.
Oh, that is sweet.
It truly is, and I'm participating myself.
In Teacher Appreciation Week?
Yes, I am. I've had many teachers that I'd like to thank for helping me through the years, but Miss Blankenship, my 9th grade current events teacher, is the one I need to reach out to.
Miss Blankenship?
Yes, Miss Blankenship. My freshman year of high school, I took her current events class.
Signing of the Magna Carta.
What?
Current events when you were a freshman.
Felix! As I was saying, Miss Blankenship taught current events, and that's when my love of journalism really started budding. I knew I wanted to convey what was happening in the world to the public, and Miss Blankenship really encouraged me to pursue it. She even got me a job on our high school newsletter, my first job in journalism.
So that's where all this started for you?
Indeed. So, Miss Blankenship, if you are watching, thank you for your encouragement. What about you, Felix?
What about me?
Well, as it is Teacher Appreciation Week, is there a teacher out there you want to thank for something valuable that they taught you?
Okay, I guess I would thank Miss Topanga.
Miss Topanga? What school did she teach at?
What? No, Miss Topanga wasn't a school teacher, Playboy. Miss Topanga taught me the ins and outs of the female anatomy and the language of love.
What?
Miss Topanga, man, she wasn't a school teacher. She was this lady with 7 fingers on each hand. Game changer, Playboy.
Oh, my Lord, Felix.
That's what Miss Topanga said. More than once. You know what I'm saying, Playboy?
Unfortunately, yes. I do know what you're saying. She had 7 fingers on each hand?
And 2 tongues.
She had 2 tongues in her mouth?
I never said they were in her mouth, Stone. I just said that she had 2 tongues.
In her mouth?
No.
She had 7 fingers on each hand and 2 tongues, but neither tongue was in her mouth.
Nor were her 7-fingered hands at the end of her arms. Her anatomy was complicated.
Where were her hands?
All over my body if I played my cards right. You know what I'm saying.
Stop asking me if I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And Felix, this Miss Topanga doesn't even sound human.
Miss Topanga didn't really look human, Playboy, but she was a sensual little mutant.
Why can't anything just be normal with you?
Me? I'm not the one with 14 fingers and 2 tongues, man. That was Miss Topanga.
No, I understand that, Felix. What I'm saying is that even during Teacher Appreciation Week, you can't just appreciate a teacher.
She was a teacher, Stone, just not in a school.
School teachers are the teachers we're talking about during Teacher Appreciation Week.
Why can't it be Miss Topanga? Why she got to teach at a school? Or Mr. Frigg. Mr. Frigg taught me Pig Latin. Wasn't in school, but now I know a foreign language.
Pig Latin is not a foreign language, Felix.
Is hey, hate, ose?
What?
Exactly. There was also Old Man Griff, taught me origami.
And origami comes in handy when?
When entertaining children, or picking up ladies at the local origami club.
The origami club? Felix, are there any teachers that you'd like to thank for Teacher Appreciation Week?
Mr.
School teachers!
Nah.
Okay, well, for everyone else, if there's a teacher, a school teacher, that you'd like to thank, let us know and we will get them the message. We'll be back next hour. A family of 6 agrees that yes, the milk smells bad. But first, the food giant Happy Farms is issuing a major recall of its frozen black bean burritos due to an excessive amount of raffinos and sorbitol.
What are raffinos and sorbitol?
Raffinos is a naturally occurring carbohydrate that contributes to flatulence. Sorbitol is a carbohydrate that leads to diarrhea. Happy's frozen black bean burritos contain an excessive amount of both.
So, say you ate 3 Happy's frozen black bean burritos for lunch.
It's unlikely that consuming Happy's frozen black bean burritos will lead to any serious injuries, but you would undoubtedly suffer severe gastrointestinal distress. Severe. Did you eat one of Happy's burritos?
I ate 3 Happy's burritos.
You ate 3 of the recalled burritos?
I did not know they were recalled until you just said something, man.
Are you okay?
I will be, man. It's a pass.
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I'm good.
You're sure?
Yeah, man.
The recall took effect early this morning. That one sounded bad, Felix.
It felt even worse, but I'm okay, man. That was the big one, Playboy.
You ate 3 of these burritos? How long ago?
Oh, man, maybe 20 minutes ago, man.
They didn't taste weird or anything? There were no palatable signs that the burrito might be contaminated?
Nope, tasted the same as they always do.
And that's part of what led to the black bean burrito recall. Hundreds of customers called the Happy's hotline to complain about stomach cramps, excessive flatulence, and explosive diarrhea. Some people even said that...
Sorry, man. Tell you what, Happy's ain't kidding, Playboy. These burritos are doing a number on my gut.
Sounds like it. Are you in any pain?
Nah, man.
The recall includes any of Happy's frozen black bean burritos with a sale-by date. Felix, there is no way your underwear is clean after that fart.
I'm not wearing underwear, Playboy. That went straight to the pants.
You just defecated in your pants?
Just now? Yeah, sorta, man.
How does one sort of defecate in their pants?
Oh, I definitely pooped myself, Playboy, but not in my pants.
Whose pants are you wearing?
I'm pretty sure they're your pants, man. I pulled them out of your gym bag.
What?
Your gym bag, man. There was an extra pair of pants in there, so I grabbed them and put them on before the show.
Those are my pants! Felix! Why did you grab my pants in the first place?
Oh, you know, man, my stomach started feeling kind of bad after my first burrito, so I changed into your pants, just in case.
Just in case what?
That.
This is unbelievable. Felix!
Sorry, Playboy. It's those burritos, man.
Which, if you're just joining us, is our top story. Happy Farms is recalling the frozen black bean burritos, warning of potentially severe gastrointestinal distress.
Like that.
We'll be back in an hour.
With Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Not good this morning as an Air Canada plane crashed into a fire truck at LaGuardia Airport. Meanwhile, a professional cornhole player is charged with murder. It's kind of also hard to believe that he can even play the sport. Florida cop resigns all because of her feet. A car thief asks a cop if she can keep the kitten sitting on her seat. In Missouri, police confiscate 5 Barbie dolls filled with fentanyl. Good times. And it's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story. We're going to Maryland, where a local news story leaves more questions than answers. A local legend and professional cornhole player has been arrested by authorities after a fatal shooting. The story goes that he was driving his car when he got into an argument with his passenger. The altercation got out of hand at some point, and it resulted with our sportsman fatally shooting the passenger before pulling over and asking the two in the back for help moving the body out of the car.
So let me get this straight. He's a professional cornhole player.
Correct.
He was driving.
He was driving his Tesla, correct.
And he shot.
And he shot this man that was sitting in his passenger seat. You are correct.
Okay.
You are right. You're following with me here.
Okay.
The pair refused to help him move the body and bailed out while calling authorities. The cornhole player fled the scene, but was later found by authorities while in a nearby hospital and arrested him on several charges.
How far away from the scene did he flee? Look, there's a reason I'm asking all these questions. You're going to find out why.
But the reason why this story has more questions than answers is because our shooter is a quadruple amputee, meaning he has no arms or legs.
So again, he's a professional cornhole player. Professional.
Yes.
He's driving the car.
Yes.
He shot a man.
Yes, he did. While driving.
And fled the scene. I mean, and he has no arms or legs.
My apologies for my insensitivity. However,
I mean, what?
All right, so I got a little
Is
into
he
it
the
today.
beanbag?
So he uses his nubs to throw the cornhole back.
Sure.
yes.
And then I showed Mike the video. I watched him
I saw it
loading
as well.
and firing a 9mm
Mike
Beretta.
sent me the email during the show, and I did not.
I think his one right-hand nub has a little almost like finger on it.
Right.
Oh. But it's still that... He doesn't move quickly in there.
That's what I'm saying.
His passenger knows it's coming.
At the point that he is threatened to shoot me, to be fair, I wouldn't. Actually, I would believe him. He's driving me. But right, like I said, I feel, and look, I'm not lightning fast. I'm an old man, but I still feel like I would be able to get the gun away from his one finger on the nub. But there's just no way he did it quick. Because even when you watch the video of him loading the gun, if he's in a duel, you're shooting his ass, right?
Right.
I'm just...
Hey,
and then
guys,
he
help me move this body.
He
Nah,
fled
man.
the scene.
He did. He ran the hell away. And then ended up in the hospital. I don't know why he's in the hospital. They didn't get that part in there either.
There's just so many things they don't cover in this story.
There was a lot uncovered there.
It's wild.
Yeah, so enjoy that. In other news, a sheriff's deputy in Florida was compelled to resign after her side gig was discovered. The investigation began last summer when her colleagues reported concerns about her online activity following an internal affairs investigation that uncovered her side hustle, which was discovered to have been operated during her work hours on several occasions. So that's why they had it.
Okay.
If you've been here for any length of time, you already know that she's putting up content online for people to enjoy. But it's not OnlyFans this time around. No. It's a site called Feet Finder, on which she has dozens of videos and hundreds of images featuring her dogs on camera, some of which is sexually suggestive imagery, what do you know, and some of which also features her official uniform as well as referencing her role in law enforcement.
Just don't do that.
Correct. Following the uncovering of this secondary form of income, the deputy resigned from her position during the investigation, with the sheriff's office reporting that her actions were in clear violation of their policies, and that she also misused sick leave to make time for her content. So,
okay, all of that is fair.
Right. When I first read it, it's like, dude, you can't just fire her for putting up feet pics. Who gives a damn? But she's in her uniform. She's making references of being a law enforcement officer. She's on duty. Right. So
now she can go make more money.
Yeah, right. No kidding. Go enjoy that. I feel like feet, you can be in that for longer.
Well, sure. I feel like your feet don't age as quick as the rest of like your face. You think she called my police dogs?
My canine units.
Don't toe the line with me.
These pigs got some soul. Was she a baby face or a heel? Authorities in Missouri got a call from a security worker at a local discount store on reports of a strange substance inside of the packaging of a Barbie doll. They arrived on the scene and confirmed the presence of the substance and sent it in for testing, which turned up positive for fentanyl. They determined that 5 packages that had been sold from the store were contaminated and were able to recover all of them within hours, and an investigation is ongoing. They say there is no reason to believe that the compromised units were that compromised units were sent to other retailers, which I don't know why they have no reason to believe that. It shouldn't have been in this one in the first place.
Right. I don't think Mattel is stuffing them full of...
Right. No injuries were reported, though.
New fentanyl Barbie. She didn't have a job. She doesn't have a car.
She comes in the box bent over.
She's asleep, but she won't lose her balance.
Well, what if a kid would actually get like powder on them?
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. But just in case those stories with a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
Thank you. We all know that traveling can be stressful, and it's not like the airport makes things any easier in that department, but folks in Portland are aiming to address that very problem. About once a month, a few llamas and alpacas from the Ridgefield, Washington-based nonprofit Mountain Peak Therapy Llamas and Alpacas make their way to PDX to interact with travelers as a part of the PDX Animal-Assisted Therapy Program. And they've been a major hit with travelers, some even lining up for a chance to meet the fuzzy animals.
I'm sure that's cute. That's just not my mindset at the airport.
No. And I've never really had...
It'd just be nice to pet some animal. You know, fire it up when you pet the dog.
That's true.
But he's so cute sitting there.
What if you find out it's a drug llama?
Oh, no, man. He sat down.
Right.
We need to search you, sir.
Our drug llama smells something. If they spit on you, then you know.
That Mark Norman thing I watched, he was like, yeah, cats, man. They're criminals. Never seen a drug cat. I was like, it's a good point. You have all kind of animals do that.
Right.
Not cats.
Not cats. Mm-hmm. Men's Room Sports, you got some spring training baseball on MLB Network, pro basketball on Peacock, NHL hockey over on NHL Network, and women's tournament basketball over on ESPN. As far as your weather, got a little rain moving through over the next couple days. They're expecting developing rain tonight with a low of 43. Tomorrow is a guarantee of rain and a high right around 55.
Yay.
That's it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for Sit and Spin. The lovely Jolene's coming up in just seconds.
Yes, indeed. It is all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.